When you look into your own eyes, you are not just seeing your reflection, you are meeting your soul. The mirror is not glass, it is a doorway. A doorway to healing, to forgiveness, to self-love, and to abundance. Most people spend their lives running from themselves, avoiding their own gaze, hiding from their own truth. But mirror work changes that. It asks you to pause, to face yourself, and to declare with courage, I am worthy. I am loved. At first, it may feel strange. Your mind may resist. Your inner critic may whisper, who are you to say such things? But the moment you choose to continue, something beautiful happens. You begin to melt the old walls of self-doubt, and in their place grows a garden of self-acceptance. Mirror work is one of the most powerful practices for reprogramming your subconscious because it combines the spoken word with direct eye contact. You are no longer just saying affirmations into the air. You are planting them deep into your being. Beloved, the words you speak to yourself are the words the universe listens to most. When you speak to the mirror with love, the world reflects love back to you. When you affirm abundance in the mirror, supply begins to flow. When you look into your own eyes and say, I believe in you, you awaken the part of yourself that has been waiting to rise all along. Mirror work is one of the simplest practices, yet one of the most profound. You do not need any special tools, no perfect environment, and no complicated ritual. All you need is a mirror and the willingness to meet yourself with honesty. The mirror reveals not only your face but also your thoughts, your beliefs, and your deepest feelings. It becomes a sacred space where you can rewrite the story of how you see yourself. Begin by choosing a quiet moment. Stand before the mirror. It can be large or small, in your bathroom, your bedroom, or even carried in your hand. Take a deep breath. Let your shoulders relax. Release any tension in your jaw. Feel the ground beneath your feet, as if the earth itself is holding you. Step 1 is simply this: look into your own eyes. Not with judgment, not with criticism, not scanning for flaws, but with the awareness that you are looking at someone who has survived, someone who has lived, someone who is still becoming. At first, this may feel uncomfortable. You may want to look away. But stay with yourself. Because the part of you that resists is the part that most needs your love. Step 2: once you are settled, speak your affirmations aloud. Do not rush. Speak slowly as if your soul is listening to every word. Say each affirmation 3 times, allowing the words to drop deeper with every repetition. If you feel tears, let them flow. If you feel laughter, allow it to rise. Both are signs of healing. Step 3: place your hand gently on your heart as you affirm. This physical connection adds warmth and safety to the practice. It tells your nervous system, I am safe. I am here for myself. Imagine the words flowing from your mouth into your heart and reflecting back through your eyes. Step 4: listen in the silence. After you speak, pause. Let the words echo inside you. The subconscious mind absorbs in stillness. This is why mirror work is not just about repeating words. It is about letting those words penetrate the deeper layers of your being. Step 5: commit to practice. Do this in the morning to set the tone for your day, and at night before sleep to reprogram your subconscious. Even 2 minutes can make a difference. The key is consistency, not perfection. Over time, the awkwardness will fade, and the mirror will become a friend, a safe place where you see your own love reflecting back at you. Beloved, understand this. The words you speak to yourself are the blueprint of your life. If you tell the mirror you are unworthy, life will mirror unworthiness back to you. But if you look deeply into your own eyes and say, I am worthy of love, of abundance, of joy, the universe will rearrange itself to agree with you. Mirror work is not about vanity. It is about intimacy with your soul. It is about healing the inner child who longed for love. It is about strengthening the adult who now chooses power. And it is about opening the door to the future self who lives in freedom and abundance. Every time you face the mirror, you are telling yourself, I am willing to love me. I am willing to change. I am willing to receive. And when you become willing, the universe becomes willing to give. I deeply love and accept myself. Look into your eyes as you say this. Feel the words replace every old criticism with love. I am worthy of all the love and joy life has to offer. See yourself as already worthy, not needing to prove anything. Let this truth soften your heart. I forgive myself and set myself free. Notice the relief as you release the past. Let your reflection show you freedom. I am deserving of abundance in every form. As you speak, imagine rivers of supply flowing toward you. Receive it with open hands and an open heart. I am proud of who I am becoming. See the strength in your eyes. Acknowledge how far you've already come. I am enough, exactly as I am. No more striving to be someone else. Your reflection confirms. You are already whole. I let go of self-doubt and step into confidence. Watch the fear dissolve as you affirm. Stand taller, breathe deeper. Believe more. I am grateful for the person I see in the mirror. Gratitude softens judgment. Your reflection becomes a friend. I deserve to be happy, healthy, and wealthy. Say it until you believe it. Let your eyes sparkle with expectancy. I trust the timing of my life. Every season has purpose. What is mine cannot be lost. I forgive others and free myself. Release the heavy chains. Your reflection looks lighter now. I am safe. I am protected. I am guided. Feel the peace rise within you. See your eyes shine with calm certainty. I choose thoughts that nourish and uplift me. Notice how your reflection changes with positivity. Your energy shifts instantly. I am open to receive miracles. Expect the unexpected blessing. Watch your reflection smile with faith. I believe in myself completely. Say it with conviction. Let your eyes mirror back belief. I am a magnet for love, success, and abundance. Visualize these energies entering your life now. See your reflection as radiant and magnetic. I let go of fear and welcome love. Fear fades when faced with truth. Your reflection carries peace now. I celebrate my uniqueness, my beauty, my light. There is no one else like you. Your reflection glows with acceptance. I honor my journey and trust my path. Even the hard days shaped you. Your reflection is evidence of strength. I am worthy of every good thing coming my way. Say it once, twice, 3 times with power. See your reflection nod in agreement. Beloved, each time you speak these affirmations into the mirror, you are not just saying words. You are rewriting the story of who you are. The mirror becomes a witness to your healing, your growth, and your abundance. Beloved, as you have spoken these affirmations into the mirror, you have done something far greater than repeating words. You have touched your soul. You have looked into your own eyes and declared love, worth, forgiveness, and abundance. This is not a small act. It is a sacred act. It is an act of choosing yourself, of choosing healing, of choosing to step into the truth of who you really are. Mirror work is a practice. Like any practice, it deepens with time. The first day, it may feel uncomfortable. The second day, it may feel awkward. The more you return, the more natural it becomes. And with every return, you lay another brick in the foundation of self-love. You are building a new home within yourself, one where criticism does not live, one where fear cannot stay, where only love speaks through the reflection. Remember, the mirror never lies. It always reflects what you believe about yourself. Now, with every affirmation, you are teaching the mirror to reflect love instead of judgment, abundance instead of scarcity, faith instead of fear. And soon, the reflection will no longer feel like a stranger. It will feel like home. Carry this practice with you each day. In the morning, begin your day with words of power. At night, end your day with words of peace. Your reflection hear your gratitude, your courage, your willingness to change. And as you practice, you will notice subtle shifts, more confidence in your voice, more light in your eyes, more ease in your heart. These shifts are signs that the subconscious is listening, that your life is being rewritten from the inside out. Beloved, know this: the universe responds to the love you give yourself. As you affirm your worth in the mirror, life affirms it back to you through people, opportunities, and blessings. As you declare abundance, doors begin to open and supply flows in ways you could not have imagined. The mirror is only the beginning. The true reflection will be seen in the life you create. So continue, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels unnecessary. Stand before your reflection and speak with courage. Say, I love you. I believe in you. Proud of you. Because when you learn to say it to yourself, you will never again need to chase it from others. You will already be full, already complete, already enough. And as you walk away from the mirror, carry this truth with you. You are deeply loved. You are infinitely worthy. You are always guided. The reflection you see is not only who you are, it is who you are becoming. Man is a spiritual being, governed by divine law, not human limitation. In the realm of spirit, supply is unlimited, and money is but a symbol, an outpicturing, of man's inner beliefs and vibration. The truth is, eternal money is not made from hard work. Money is made from the mind, from the images we hold, the words we speak, and the faith we cultivate. We have been taught from the cradle that sweat and struggle are noble, that toil is the only road to wealth. But this is man's law, not God's. The subconscious mind does not understand labor or overtime. It understands belief. It understands command. Whatever we impress upon it with conviction will become visible in our world. The man who insists on seeing money only come through effort has thereby written that law upon his soul. And so it is done unto him. Let us not mistake activity for productivity. There are those who hustle from dawn until dusk and remain poor in purse and spirit. And there are others who, through clarity of thought, imagination, and fearless expectancy, draw wealth into their lives like a magnet. What is the difference? Not their muscles, but their mindset. Every dollar begins as a thought. If that thought is wrapped in fear, lack, or doubt, it withers before it can bloom. But if that thought is infused with faith, vision, and divine expectancy, it becomes a seed of gold. What you feel, you attract. What you believe, you receive. What you fear, you manifest. Your fortune lies not in your hands, but in your inner speech. Your mental pictures, your unwavering knowing that the universe, not your employer, not your clients, not the economy, is your source. The man who understands this truth no longer chases money. He aligns his thoughts with divine substance. He speaks only of abundance. He sees only opportunity. He gives thanks as though his supply is already overflowing, because in truth it is. His work becomes an expression of joy, not a means of survival. He works not for money, but from a place of wealth consciousness. And thus, money flows to him in expected and unexpected ways, for he no longer resists it with fear and striving. Your world is your mirror. If money eludes you, ask not what more you can do. Ask what more you can believe. Ask what old words and weary thoughts need to be cast out and replaced with declarations of prosperity, visions of increase, and faith in the unseen. Begin to speak as one already rich. Begin to feel the wealth before you see it. begin to know that your mind is the factory from which all riches spring. The outer world is merely the printout of your inner program. Rewrite it, and your results cannot help but change. Money is a manifestation of mindset, not physical labor. This truth, though often buried beneath centuries of cultural conditioning, lies at the heart of all true prosperity. From early childhood, most people are taught that hard work is the only path to success. They are praised for effort, not imagination, for hours worked, not ideas conceived. And yet, if one observes the world with spiritual vision and clarity, it becomes evident that many who labor tirelessly barely survive, while others who seem to do little physical work live in great abundance. What then makes the difference? It is the mind. It is the inner picture. It is the energy of thought, belief, and expectation. The mind is the womb of creation. Everything that exists in the material world first began as an idea, a thought, a vision in someone's consciousness. The chair you sit on, the clothes you wear, the phone you use, the buildings you pass. None of these were born from mere physical labor. They were born from mental imagery. A man or woman saw something in their imagination before it ever took form. That vision was then believed in, nurtured, and brought into physical reality through inspired action, but it always began in the invisible realm of thought. Thought is the origin. Thought is the seed. Physical labor, when it occurs, is merely the harvest of the unseen. One can work for decades under the illusion that labor alone will lead to wealth. But if that work is accompanied by beliefs of scarcity, fear of loss, or subconscious guilt around receiving, the results will reflect those beliefs, not the hours clocked in. The universe responds not to toil but to vibration. You attract not what you want through effort, but what you are through belief. Your financial condition is a reflection of your consciousness. If your inner world is full of struggle, self-doubt, or feelings of unworthiness, your outer world will reflect exactly that. Consider the man who wakes each day with a burdened heart, dragging himself to a job he despises. He believes he must work hard to earn just enough to survive. He has been told that life is a grind, and that money doesn't grow on trees. And so he repeats these phrases like affirmations, cementing them into his subconscious mind. He may work 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, but he never moves beyond survival mode. His mind is filled with images of bills, lack, and limitation. He waits for money to change his thinking, not realizing that his thinking is what determines the flow of money. Contrast this with the person who understands that their mind is the master key. This person spends time each day cultivating thoughts of abundance, visualizing financial freedom, and feeling gratitude for unseen supply. Even if they begin with little, they speak and act as though their wealth is already present. They align their feelings with the energy of success, not by force but by faith. And soon inspired ideas come to them, new paths open. Opportunities are drawn by the magnetic power of their belief. Their outer world begins to reflect the richness of their inner vision. This is not theory but law. It is the law of mind, the law of assumption, the law of vibration, universal principles that govern all manifestation. The mind sets the tone, and the universe echoes it. There is no power in grinding and striving unless it is aligned with a prosperous consciousness. Many work hard out of fear, believing that if they stop, everything will fall apart. But fear-based action creates more reasons to fear. When action is inspired by faith and vision, it becomes effortless, joyful, and fruitful. The mind is not a passive observer, it is the creator. There are those who say, "But I know people who worked their whole lives and never got rich." Yes, and likely, they held beliefs about struggle, scarcity, or a ceiling on what they deserved. And you will also find people who rose to wealth quickly, not through back-breaking effort, but through clarity, conviction, and decision. They knew it was theirs, and so it was. They assumed wealth, and reality conformed. They did not wait for proof to believe. They believed, and then the proof appeared. This is the great reversal of worldly logic. Most people believe that when they see results, they will feel secure, confident, and grateful. But spiritual law says you must first feel secure, confident and grateful. And then the results will follow. Mind precedes matter. Feeling precedes form. You cannot wait for wealth to think wealthy thoughts. You must think wealthy thoughts to receive wealth. You cannot expect money to erase your fears. You must release your fears to allow money in. To align with prosperity, one must become aware of the inner narrative. What do you say to yourself about money? What images rise up when you think of wealth? Are your thoughts drenched in lack and worry, or do they radiate expectancy and ease? The subconscious mind accepts what is repeated with feeling. If you speak of shortage, if you complain about bills, if you constantly affirm how expensive everything is, then you are planting seeds of poverty. But if you speak of increase, if you bless your finances, if you feel gratitude for what is yet unseen, you are fertilizing the ground for abundance. Work is not evil, nor is it to be rejected. But work must be seen in its proper place, as a channel, not the source. The source is mind. The source is spirit. When you understand this, you are no longer limited to your job, your salary, or the economy. You can receive through infinite channels. An idea can bring you more wealth than a decade of labor. A shift in consciousness can do what effort alone never could. The world honors the hustle. Spirit honors the heart. When the mind is set on prosperity, the way will open, not always through expected means, but always in divine timing. Hard work without right thought becomes self-punishment. But right thought with aligned action becomes divine demonstration. You were not sent here to suffer, to strive, or to scrape by. You were sent to express the opulence of the universe. Your wealth begins in the invisible. Your mind is the architect. If you build the image within, if you believe with unwavering faith, if you speak with authority and expect good, then no outer force can withhold the riches that are rightfully yours. Belief and inner speech shape financial reality. This is not a poetic metaphor, but a spiritual law, precise and unfailing. The words you speak to yourself in silence, the beliefs you carry in the deep folds of your subconscious, the silent expectations you nurture, all of these are continually creating your financial world. Your outer conditions do not come first. Your inner convictions do. Long before money enters your life, or refuses to, there was a pattern set within your own mind. The world is but a mirror, and money merely reflects what the soul believes it deserves. There is a vast difference between conscious desires and subconscious beliefs. A person may say aloud, "I want to be rich," yet carry within a host of silent doubts, fears, and judgments around wealth. Perhaps they were raised to believe that rich people are greedy or corrupt. Perhaps they feel guilty asking for more than enough. Perhaps they carry the false nobility of poverty, believing that being poor proves their humility or moral virtue. These unspoken beliefs, lodged deep in the subconscious mind, speak much louder than the conscious wish. And the universe does not respond to surface desires. It responds to conviction. Every thought is a seed, and every word is a command. Your inner speech is like a prayer you repeat endlessly, either summoning riches or repelling them. You may think you are merely observing your circumstances when you say, "I can't afford that," or "money is tight," or "things never work out for me." But you are not observing, you are creating. You are affirming lack, writing it again and again into your subconscious script, and the outer world must follow suit. The world cannot contradict your dominant vibration. If you believe in scarcity, if your inner speech is filled with worry and doubt, then scarcity will take form before you. On the other hand, when one begins to discipline the mind and align the inner speech with abundance, the outer world must eventually conform. It does not happen by force or chance, it happens by law. The one who says quietly within, "I am wealthy in every way, I receive money easily. Everything I need is provided in divine order," plants seeds of increase that will grow in due season. It does not matter if the bank account still shows a small number. The universe responds not to the current balance, but to the belief behind it. If the belief is rich, the balance must rise. If the belief is poor, no amount of effort can prevent lack from returning. Belief is not just wishing. It is knowing. It is speaking with the tone of authority. It is feeling the end result as already done. It is the soul's confidence that what it asks for is already prepared and being delivered. When your belief is pure, steady, and unshaken by appearances, it holds more power than any bank account, any job, any marketplace. That belief becomes a mold, and substance must fill it. Inner speech is the daily tool of belief. It is not what you chant once and forget. It is the constant dialogue you carry with yourself in the privacy of your own mind. What are you saying when you look at a bill? What are you saying when an unexpected expense appears? What do you say when someone else receives more than you? Are you murmuring words of lack, silently cursing your conditions, resenting others, or fearing that it will always be this way? Every word counts. Every silent phrase carries a frequency. Every emotional thought sends out a signal. Money responds to feeling, not just repetition. You may say affirmations 100 times, but if they are mechanical, if they carry no emotional charge, they are but empty words. But if you say even one sentence, I am richly provided for, with full belief, emotion, and gratitude, it is like casting a golden net into the invisible and drawing your good toward you. Feelings are the amplifiers of belief. The stronger the feeling, the quicker the demonstration. Many people unconsciously sabotage their own wealth with casual speech. They laugh and say, I'm broke, or, with my luck, I'll never get ahead, and they treat these phrases as harmless. But nothing is harmless when it comes to words backed by belief. The subconscious mind does not understand jokes. It takes you at your word. Every time you speak in alignment with lack, you reinforce a blueprint that says, this is what I expect. And the universe, being obedient and impersonal, delivers exactly that. It is not enough to silence outer speech, the transformation must happen within. You must catch yourself in the act of small inner denials. When you feel jealousy towards someone with money, that is an inner speech declaring, I do not have, and I resent those who do. When you doubt your ability to receive, you are writing a spiritual contract that says, this is not for me. These are not minor slips. They are the very programming that governs the flow of money into your life. Change them, and you change your results. To shift into prosperity, you must cultivate new beliefs and nourish them daily. You must become familiar with the feeling of abundance, even before the facts match it. This is not pretending, it is aligning. Speak to yourself in the tone of one who already has, and soon you will. Say things like, money comes to me from seen and unseen sources. I am always divinely supported. I expect miracles in my finances. Say them not to convince the world, but to rewire your inner world. Say them until they feel true. Say them until they become your new reality. You may be tempted to believe that belief alone is not enough, that action must follow. Yes, action may come, but it will be inspired action, not frantic effort. Right belief always produces right guidance. When your inner speech is aligned with prosperity, you will be moved to act from a place of calm confidence, not fear. The action will feel effortless, even joyful, because it flows from truth. You will begin to notice new opportunities, meet new people, receive ideas that are perfectly timed. The outer world will rearrange itself to match your new inner narrative. Belief is the steering wheel of your life, and inner speech is the constant hand upon it. If your finances are not where you want them to be, the solution is not only more work, but deeper awareness of what you believe and speak within. Begin to guard your thoughts as sacred. Begin to treat every phrase as a seed. Begin to shape your inner dialogue into one of power, expectancy, and gratitude. Speak as one who receives. Believe as one who is already supplied. Think as one whose wealth is simply waiting to appear, because it is. Fear, doubt, and striving repel wealth. Though these emotions and behaviors are often praised in a world that worships effort and glorifies struggle, they are invisible barriers to abundance. The mind that is filled with fear cannot receive. The heart that doubts its worth cannot hold on to riches. The soul that strives and strains believes, at its core, that what it desires is far away, difficult, and uncertain. These inner vibrations contradict the energy of wealth, which is ease, certainty, and sufficiency. Money does not flow where it is feared. It does not linger where it is doubted. It avoids the clenched hands of those who chase it with desperation. Fear is a magnet for the very experiences one hopes to avoid. To fear poverty is to call it closer. To fear loss is to invite it in. Every fearful thought sends out a message that says, I expect something to go wrong. The subconscious mind takes that expectation and begins to construct experiences that match it. Bills arrive unexpectedly. Payments get delayed, clients cancel, doors close. These are not coincidences. They are the physical reflections of a consciousness vibrating at the level of fear. A person can work endlessly to improve their financial condition, but if that work is fueled by anxiety, the energy will poison the outcome. Doubt is the sibling of fear and just as powerful in shaping results. To doubt one's ability to receive, to question whether wealth is truly available, or to wonder if it is meant for others but not for you. This is to block the very supply that is trying to reach you. The universe, which responds so faithfully to the tone of your belief, cannot override your inner uncertainty. If your dominant attitude is, it probably won't happen, or, this never works for me, then you are placing a stop sign in front of your own good. Doubt is not humility. It is spiritual resistance. It closes the door to divine flow. Striving is perhaps the most deceptive of these repelling forces, because it wears the mask of virtue. Society applauds those who strive. The endless worker, the late-night hustler, the always busy achiever. These are held up as examples of success. But beneath much of this striving lies a fundamental belief in lack. People strive because they do not believe they already have. They strive because they think value must be proven, not recognized. They chase money as if it is running away from them, rather than standing still and waiting for their calm, confident receiving. Striving is built on the illusion that wealth is outside of you, that it must be earned with pain and stress, that it is only given to those who suffer for it. This mindset is rooted in old programming, passed down through generations who believed that nothing good comes easy, and that life must be a struggle. But spiritual law tells a different story. What you chase, you push away. What you claim is already yours moves toward you. To strive is to admit distance. It is to declare, without words, I am not there yet, and the universe listens. Many people confuse movement with progress. They work long hours, chase leads, make endless plans, and still find themselves stuck. They think they are doing all the right things, but they are doing them from the wrong energy. Their actions are not backed by faith but by fear. Not by purpose but by panic. Every email is sent with tension. Every project is laced with worry. Every decision is clouded by, what if it fails? This emotional charge contaminates their efforts. The vibration is not of prosperity, but of pressure. And so, the results are delayed, distorted, or denied. There is a reason the most abundant people often appear relaxed. It is not because money made them that way. It is because they aligned with the feeling of ease before the money came. They removed the fear. They replaced doubt with knowing. They stopped striving and began receiving. They understood that wealth is a response to inner alignment, not outer effort alone. Their calmness is not laziness, it is power. Their stillness is not passivity, it is trust. They do not beg for money. They expect it. They do not prove their worth, they express it. And so, money comes to them not by force, but by law. The person who is afraid of not having enough will always feel they don't have enough, no matter how much they earn. Fear alters perception. It turns abundance into insufficiency. It makes $1,000 feel like 10. It blinds you to opportunities, shuts down your creativity, and makes you cling instead of circulate. True wealth requires circulation. It is a flow, a rhythm. When you are afraid to spend, when you hoard out of panic, you interrupt that flow. Fear shrinks your energetic field. It tells the universe, there's not enough. And the universe responds, very well, let it be so. Doubt does the same thing, only more quietly. It creeps into your affirmations, waters down your vision, and whispers that maybe you're not ready or not deserving. Doubt hides in questions like, but what if it doesn't work? Or, who am I to receive this? These thoughts may seem harmless, even responsible, but they are daggers to your manifestation. The spiritual truth is that you are always worthy. You were born deserving. You are not earning wealth. You are allowing it. You are not convincing the universe to bless you. You are stepping into the vibration that matches the blessing. To rise above fear, doubt, and striving, one must return to inner stillness. This stillness is not the absence of action, but the absence of resistance. It is the soul's knowing that everything is already working out. It is the refusal to panic, no matter what the outer world says. When bills come, the still mind blesses them and says, "This too shall be paid in full." When doubt arises, the steady heart affirms, "I walk by faith, not by sight." When the temptation to strive appears, the wise spirit says, "I move with divine timing, not human pressure." The release of fear is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is a quiet decision to stop entertaining worst-case scenarios. Sometimes it is simply choosing to speak differently, to say, "There is always more coming," instead of, "I hope this lasts." It is catching yourself before you spiral. It is recognizing that panic is not a strategy and that desperation does not attract. It repels. Every time you replace a fearful thought with one of faith, you shift your vibration. Every time you affirm abundance when your mind offers worry, you are reprogramming your reality. Wealth does not belong to the anxious. It belongs to the calm, the clear, the confident. Not arrogance but quiet inner authority. Not pride but peace. Those who receive greatly are those who believe deeply. Their inner world is not dominated by what they see, but by what they know. They do not let bank accounts dictate their mood. They do not let delays shake their faith. They understand that money is energy, and energy responds to emotion. Their most valuable currency is not cash but consciousness. Gratitude and expectation magnetize money. These two spiritual forces, when practiced with sincerity and clarity, unlock doors that hard work alone cannot budge. Gratitude is the key that turns the lock of receiving, and expectation is the hand that opens the door wide. Together, they create a powerful magnetic field around your consciousness, one that draws financial blessings from both visible and invisible channels. When a person gives thanks not only for what they have, but for what they know is on the way, they signal to the universe a truth already accepted. The universe, ever obedient, must respond to that vibration with matching evidence. Gratitude is not a reaction, it is a creative act. It is not limited to being thankful after something good happens. That is the gratitude of the world. But true spiritual gratitude begins before the outer manifestation. It is the inner knowing that what is desired is already moving into form. It is the ability to say, "Thank you," for a reality that hasn't yet arrived in the physical, but is already complete in the invisible. This kind of gratitude lifts you into alignment with your desire. It declares, without fear or hesitation, "I believe in divine supply. I trust in timing. I know it is done." When you are truly grateful, you are no longer in a state of wanting. Wanting carries with it the vibration of lack. It says, "I do not have." But gratitude says, "I have received." Even if nothing has yet appeared on the surface, gratitude treats the invisible as more real than the visible. That is the essence of faith. And faith is the foundation of all prosperity. If you wait to feel grateful until the money is in your hands, you are delaying the arrival of what you seek. But if you feel grateful in advance, you are acting as a co-creator, as one who understands the laws that govern manifestation. Expectation works hand in hand with gratitude. If gratitude is the soil, expectation is the seed. To expect something is to assume it will arrive. Not to wish, not to beg, but to assume. There is no doubt in expectation. There is no fear. There is simply the calm certainty that what has been asked for is on its way. Expectation speaks in the tone of inevitability. It does not wonder whether, it simply awaits the when. The person who expects good is a beacon for good. Their vibration becomes a signal that calls forth all that matches it. Expectation does not require details. It does not say, This must come from this source, at this time, through this method. That is control, not trust. Expectation says, I know my good is coming. I welcome it in whatever way divine wisdom chooses to deliver it. This surrender is not passivity. It is powerful alignment. It allows the universe to orchestrate things far beyond the limited mind's imagination. When you combine this open expectation with deep gratitude, you are holding the posture of one who receives with grace and confidence. Most people, unknowingly, expect disappointment. They hope for the best but brace for the worst. This inner contradiction blocks the flow of abundance. They say affirmations with their mouth, but in their heart they prepare for things to go wrong. They look for signs of failure. They check the mail with tension. They view every delay as a denial. This is not true expectation. This is doubt disguised as realism. And the universe listens to the vibration, not the words. If you expect lack, you attract lack. If you expect increase, you magnetize increase. Gratitude also clears the inner channel. When you are grateful, you are not focused on what's missing. You are focused on what is present, what is promised, and what is possible. This attitude keeps you in a state of receptivity. It removes the emotional clutter that blocks intuitive guidance. It raises your frequency to one of joy, and joy is the highest form of currency. A joyful heart receives ideas. It notices opportunities. It walks through open doors. Gratitude makes you sensitive to the whispers of the universe. And those whispers often carry the answers you've been waiting for. Practicing gratitude for money, even when money seems scarce, is a spiritual discipline. It is not always easy, but it is always effective. You give thanks for every dollar as if it were 100. You bless every payment you make, knowing that circulation is part of flow. You thank your wallet for holding your money. You thank your job or your business for being a channel. You thank unexpected income for its surprise. You thank the unseen for what is on the way. This trains your subconscious mind to live in abundance, not limitation. Expectation does not mean obsession. You do not stare at the door, watching for the delivery. That creates tension. Instead, you let go and trust, knowing that what you have asked for is already moving toward you. You keep your eyes open, not in worry, but in awareness. You expect the call, the check, the idea, the opportunity, the inspiration. You walk through your day knowing that something good is always on its way. This state of expectancy becomes a lifestyle, not a moment. It is a way of walking with the universe, not running ahead of it or dragging behind it. When gratitude and expectation become habits, your relationship with money transforms. You no longer fear its absence. You no longer worship its presence. You simply welcome its flow. Money becomes a friend, not a taskmaster. It comes and goes with freedom. You treat it with respect, but not with desperation. You understand that it is one form of energy among many, and that the real source is infinite. Gratitude reminds you that you are already supported. Expectation reminds you that more is always available. To cultivate gratitude, begin each day by naming what you appreciate. Not only material things, but also qualities, relationships, ideas, feelings, and possibilities. To cultivate expectation, set your tone in the morning by affirming, I expect good to come to me today. I expect surprises, blessings, and increase. Then go about your day looking for signs of that truth. You may find a coin on the ground, an unexpected compliment, a small refund, a helpful email. These are confirmations that your vibration is active, that the current is moving. It is important to understand that the energy behind your actions matters more than the actions themselves. If you express gratitude out of obligation, it has little power. But if you express it with sincerity, it becomes magnetic. If you expect good because you feel you must, you are still rooted in fear. But if you expect good because you know you are aligned, the energy is clean. Always return to the feeling. The feeling is the magnet. The emotion is the signal. Money does not respond to logic, it responds to energy. There is nothing superficial about gratitude. It is not a polite gesture. It is a creative force. It multiplies what you focus on. It draws attention to what is working. It anchors you in the now, where all power resides. Similarly, there is nothing naive about expectation. Expectation is not fantasy, it is focused belief. It is the decision to see the world through the lens of spiritual truth rather than past disappointments. It is a declaration that says, I choose to believe in increase. I choose to trust in divine timing. I choose to live as one who receives. The more you practice gratitude and expectation together, the more natural they become. They no longer feel like techniques, but like states of being. You become someone who is always tuned to the frequency of abundance, who sees wealth even in the small things, who anticipates miracles as a matter of course. This vibration is irresistible to money. It must find its way to you. Not because you forced it, but because you became the kind of person it naturally flows to. Money responds to identity. Not the identity crafted by society, shaped by comparison, or forced into roles, but the true inner identity, the deep, unwavering belief one holds about oneself. The invisible self concept, repeated silently in the heart and mind, becomes the mold into which every material circumstance is poured. What you believe you are, life mirrors. What you assume you deserve, money reflects. Wealth does not answer to effort alone. It answers to alignment with the self-image of the prosperous. You cannot consistently receive what you do not believe you are worthy of. You cannot hold on to what you secretly reject. The person who sees themselves as broke, unlucky, or always behind will find those patterns repeating, regardless of effort or opportunity. Not because life is cruel, but because the inner picture always determines the outer projection. The subconscious mind is the stage director of your life, and it casts you in the role you believe you play. The wealth you attract is never beyond what your identity can allow. That is why transformation begins not with doing more, but with becoming more aligned, more authentic, more believing. Money is neutral. It does not judge, favor, or punish. But it is a perfect mirror. It reflects back your dominant beliefs, your daily assumptions, your emotional frequency. A person may say with their words, I want to be rich, but if their self-image is saturated in lack, guilt, unworthiness, or shame, money will not stay. Or it may come and go in chaos, confirming the inner script that says, I'm not safe with wealth, or it never lasts. To shift financial reality, you must shift the identity that has created it. This is not about pretending. It is about remembering who you are before the world taught you limitation. The prosperous identity is not arrogant or greedy. It is not based on titles, status, or possessions. It is rooted in a knowing. I am connected to infinite supply. I am worthy of wealth. I am safe receiving. I am a clear vessel for circulation and increase. This kind of identity does not seek to impress. It seeks to express. It does not chase symbols of worth. It radiates intrinsic value. And because money responds to energy, not force, it flows toward this identity naturally, as a river flows to the sea. There is no resistance in authenticity. Children often live closer to this truth than adults. Before they are conditioned, they expect good. They imagine freely. They believe in magic. They ask without guilt. But over time, they are taught to tone it down, to be realistic, to expect less, to feel bad for wanting more. These ideas slowly shape a new identity, one that is cautious, doubtful, and disconnected from source. That is why reclaiming wealth consciousness is often not about learning something new, but unlearning what was never true. The real self already knows abundance. It is the conditioned self that fears it. When a person identifies as someone who struggles, they may unconsciously sabotage every breakthrough. They may overspend, undercharge, avoid opportunities, or resist visibility. Not because they are lazy, but because wealth feels unfamiliar. The subconscious mind does not seek what is pleasant. It seeks what is known. That's why change feels uncomfortable. When you step into the identity of wealth, of ease, of joy, the old self feels threatened. It whispers, "This isn't you." But that voice is not wisdom. It is programming. It is the echo of past experience, not the prophecy of your future. Affirmations are powerful not because they convince the universe, but because they rewire identity. When you say, I am abundant, you are not making a wish, you are making a declaration. The words repeated with emotion carve new grooves into the subconscious mind. At first, the old self may argue. It will offer evidence of lack, remind you of failures, tell you this is foolish. But with repetition and feeling, the inner script begins to shift. And once the identity shifts, behavior follows naturally. You no longer try to be abundant, you simply are. And what you are, you receive. Visualization is another tool of identity. Not just to imagine things, but to embody the version of yourself who already has what you desire. To feel as they would feel, walk as they would walk, think as they would think. This mental rehearsal tells the subconscious, this is me now. And the subconscious accepts what is impressed upon it repeatedly with emotion. The world around you begins to rearrange. Not because the world changed, but because your identity did. What once seemed impossible becomes obvious. What once felt far becomes near. Identity also determines boundaries. A person who identifies as valuable does not tolerate underpayment. A person who identifies as a creator of wealth does not waste energy on fear. A person who sees themselves as a channel of abundance does not hoard or clutch. They give freely, receive freely, and trust the flow. Identity governs decisions, and decisions create destiny. Every choice you make about time, energy, pricing, partnerships, and self-care is filtered through the question, who do I believe I am? Upgrade the belief, and the choices transform. Transform the choices, and the results must follow. This is why copying others' strategies without shifting your identity rarely works. You can follow the same steps, launch the same products, say the same words. But if you don't see yourself as someone who succeeds, the energy behind the action cancels it out. Money comes not just to effort, but to alignment. The aligned identity says, I am the kind of person who receives with ease. And that identity shows up differently, confidently, calmly, without grasping. This calm certainty is more powerful than hustle. It speaks a silent language that money understands. Even your posture, your tone, your environment, and your habits reflect your identity. Wealth is not just something you get. It is something you become. And becoming does not mean pretending. It means remembering your truth and living from it. It means walking into the room as someone who knows they belong. It means expecting support, not out of entitlement, but out of resonance. It means treating yourself, your work, your space, and your ideas with reverence, because that is what someone who honors their worth naturally does. These small signals tell the universe, this is who I am, and the universe responds accordingly. Your bank account is a reflection, not of your potential, but of your current self-image. It is not a verdict, it is feedback. It shows you where your beliefs have landed. Not to shame, but to awaken. If you do not like what you see, you do not need to chase money harder. You need to look inward and ask, who am I being? Am I being the version of me who expects increase? Am I being the one who receives with ease? Am I thinking like the person who already has what I desire? Am I walking in the frequency of already done? These questions are not surface. They are keys. Each answer unlocks a new layer of alignment. Money cannot upgrade your identity for you. Winning the lottery without identity alignment leads to loss. Inheritance without worthiness often creates conflict. Business success without inner transformation results in burnout. That's why the most powerful money work is not external, it is internal. Not strategy first, but identity first. Not how to get, but how to be. From that place, action flows with grace. Strategy becomes intuitive, results accelerate, not because the world became easier, but because you stopped resisting who you truly are. The journey of wealth is not about acquiring something outside yourself. It is about dissolving every lie that says you can't, you shouldn't, or you're not enough. It is about claiming your divine identity as one who is already whole, already supported, already connected to infinite supply. That identity is not earned, it is revealed. And as you live more fully from that truth, money comes, not as a savior, but as a mirror, reflecting back the power you finally dared to embody. Beloved soul, hear me now, for I will tell you the secret that changes everything. You are not separate. you are not alone, and nothing in your life stands apart from the whole. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every action you take, is woven into the great tapestry of divine oneness. You may believe your life is small, that your prayers vanish into the night, that your struggles are yours alone. But I say to you, everything you do touches everything else. You are bound by invisible threads to people you have not met, to opportunities you cannot yet see, to blessings waiting just beyond the horizon. There is no separation in spirit. There is only one. When you look at a drop of water, you may think it is just a drop, yet it is the ocean in miniature. When you look at a spark, you may think it is just a flicker, yet it carries the fire within it. When you look at yourself, you may believe you are small and powerless, yet you carry the entire universe in your being. Everything is connected. Your word is not only yours, it ripples outward, stirring unseen forces, moving men, moving money, moving miracles, until it returns multiplied to your hand. That is the law of divine oneness. And if everything is connected, then nothing you say is wasted. No prayer is unheard. No affirmation is powerless. Every time you say, I am abundant, you join yourself to the abundance that already exists in every corner of creation. Every time you say, I am poor, I am lacking, you join yourself to lack that echoes through the world. Which stream will you choose to join? For what you declare becomes your connection, and what you connect with flows back to you. You see, there is no such thing as chance. There is no such thing as accident. Spirit is exact, spirit is precise, and spirit is one. When you bless another, you bless yourself, for you and your brother are one. When you curse another, you curse yourself, for you and your sister are one. When you envy another's success, you cut the thread that could have carried success to your door. But when you rejoice at another's wealth, when you declare, good is flowing to them, and good is flowing to me, then the floodgates open, and supply rushes to both. This is why I tell you, beloved, guard your thoughts, guard your words, for you are never speaking in isolation. Every decree you make vibrates through the universe. When you mutter, I cannot afford it, you send lack into the web of oneness, and lack returns to you. When you say, I am always overlooked, you send rejection into the web of oneness, and rejection answers you. But when you boldly declare, everything I desire is mine now, under grace, in perfect ways, you send abundance into the web of oneness, and abundance must return multiplied. I once had a student who could not understand why her finances were always failing. She spoke affirmations for supply, yet lack persisted. When I listened to her, I heard her constantly speak envy of others. She said, it is unfair that they have so much. Why should they prosper while I suffer? Beloved, her very words cut her connection to prosperity. I told her, bless them. Say, that which is theirs, and that which is mine is mine. The same spirit that blesses them blesses me. She obeyed, and within weeks her own money began to flow. The law had shifted, not because she worked harder, but because she aligned herself with oneness. You may think money is separate from love, or health is separate from opportunity, but I tell you, they are all connected. If you speak ill of your health, you weaken your prosperity. If you curse your money, you limit your peace. But if you affirm life, if you affirm joy, if you affirm abundance, Then each part of your life strengthens the other. For spirit does not divide, spirit multiplies. The law of divine oneness means you cannot isolate any good. All good is one river, and when you open yourself to one stream, the whole river flows to you. Beloved soul, think of the words you speak each day. Think of the secret thoughts you allow to dwell in your mind. Each one is a signal sent into the oneness. If you send fear, fear returns. If you send doubt, doubt returns. But if you send faith, faith returns. If you send blessing, blessing returns. If you send abundance, abundance returns. Do you see how powerful you are? You are never only speaking to yourself. You are speaking to the entire universe, and the universe always answers. So I tell you, never again say you are alone. Never again say you are powerless. Never again say your words are small. You are one with the infinite. You are connected to the great web of spirit. When you move, the whole moves. When you speak, the whole responds. When you decree, the whole obeys. If you have been living in lack, it is not because spirit withheld from you. It is because you spoke against the oneness. If you have been waiting for opportunity, it is not because the universe forgot you. It is because you disconnected yourself by doubt, by envy, by fear. But the moment you speak in alignment with truth, the moment you affirm your oneness with abundance, the connection is restored and blessings rush in. Beloved, imagine now that you stand in the center of a golden web. Each thread stretches out to money, to love, to health, to peace, to joy, to opportunity. When you speak, light flows through those threads. If you speak lack, the threads dim. If you speak abundance, the threads shine. What do you want the web of your life to look like? Will it glimmer with gold, or wither in darkness? The choice is always in your mouth. So I tell you, start now. Speak only words that affirm your connection to divine supply. Say, I am one with abundance. I am one with wealth. I am one with health. I am one with peace. I am one with divine order. And as you say it, know that you are not making empty noise. You are lighting up the web of oneness, and the light must return to you. Beloved soul, take courage, for this law cannot be broken. Everything is connected, and what you send out must return. You are not at the mercy of luck, nor of chance, nor of the will of others. You are a thread in the great web, and by your words you decide what flows back to you. Speak abundance, and abundance shall find you. Speak supply, and supply shall meet you. Speak blessing, and blessing shall overflow. Everything is connected. You are not separate. You are not powerless. You are divine oneness in action, and by your decree you shape the flow of your life. So lift up your voice, align with the law, and declare only good. For as you do, the universe will respond swiftly, under grace, in perfect ways. Beloved soul, let me open this truth before you more clearly, for many have heard the phrase everything is connected, but few have understood what it means. The law of divine oneness is not a poetic thought. It is not a sweet idea to comfort the lonely. It is the very foundation of all spiritual law. It means there is no action, no word, no thought that stands alone. It means that what you do in one corner of your life ripples through the entire web of existence. When you drop a stone into a still pond, you may think it is a small act, yet the ripples spread wider and wider until they touch every edge of the water. So it is with your thoughts and words. You may whisper lack, you may murmur doubt, you may curse in secret, and yet that vibration goes forth into the oneness and returns to you multiplied. And likewise, when you bless, when you rejoice, when you affirm abundance, those ripples touch unseen shores and return with harvest in your hand. The law of divine oneness is exact. It allows nothing to be wasted, nothing to be hidden, nothing to be forgotten. It is written, "Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." This is not punishment, this is law. For sowing is not only deeds, it is words, and words are born of thoughts. Every thought is a seed. Every word is a decree. Every action is a harvest. Beloved, have you not noticed how one small decision changes the entire course of a life? A word spoken in kindness creates a friendship. A word spoken in anger destroys a bond. A single act of courage opens doors you never imagined. And a single act of fear closes paths that might have led to joy. Nothing is isolated. Nothing is separate. Everything is connected. And do not think your money is separate from your spirit, or your health is separate from your mind, or your love is separate from your words. No, they are all one, bound together by this law. If you speak fear in one part of your life, it echoes in another. If you curse your finances, it weakens your peace. If you despise your body, it limits your joy. But if you bless your finances, you strengthen your health. If you bless your health, you increase your love. If you bless another's prosperity, you multiply your own. The law of divine oneness ensures that every blessing you send is a blessing returned. Every curse you send is a curse received. Every seed you plant is the harvest you reap. I once told a woman who envied her neighbor's success, "Beloved, do not envy, for envy is poison that you drink yourself. Rejoice instead, for what you bless, in another you invite into your own life." She changed her words. She began to say, "I am grateful that abundance flows everywhere, for it flows to me also." Within weeks, her own business blossomed. What happened? She aligned with oneness. She realized there was no separation between her neighbor's good and her own. This law teaches us that lack is an illusion. For how can lack exist in oneness? How can the ocean lack water, or the sky lack air? When you believe in separation, you believe in lack. But when you believe in oneness, you believe in supply. All wealth already exists in the invisible. All health already exists in the invisible. All love already exists in the invisible. And because you are one with that invisible, you can draw it into visibility with your word. So how does this law govern your daily life? It tells you that nothing is too small to matter. A word muttered in complaint is not harmless, it is a seed. A thought of gratitude is not wasted, it is a blessing sent into the great web. Each time you say, "I cannot," you tie yourself to others who also cannot. Each time you say, "I can," you join yourself to the stream of those who have already succeeded. Beloved, your money is not disconnected from your words. If you constantly say, "I never have enough," you are not only speaking of yourself, you are pulling that condition into the universal flow, and that flow must return to you. But if you say, "I am one with infinite supply," you join yourself to the great abundance that exists everywhere, and that abundance must return to you. Your health too is not separate. If you constantly speak sickness, you join yourself to the vibrations of illness that circle the world. But if you declare, "I am one with divine life," you align with health that flows in every living thing. and health must return to you. Your relationships are not separate. If you speak bitterness, you tie yourself to discord. But if you speak love, you join yourself to harmony, and harmony must return to you. Do you see, beloved, how nothing stands alone? The world teaches separation, spirit teaches oneness. The world says you against me, mine against yours, wealth against poverty. Spirit says one law, one supply, one life, one love. What you send to another, you send to yourself. What you bless in another, you bless in yourself. What you decree in your own life, you decree for the whole, and the whole answers back to you. Beloved, when you understand this law, you stop asking, "When will my blessing come?" And you begin to ask, "What blessing am I sending?" You stop wondering, "Why is my money delayed?" And you begin to ask, "What word have I spoken that blocked its flow?" You stop fearing, "Will I ever be healed?" And you begin to declare, "I am one with health, therefore health is mine now." The law of divine oneness is both responsibility and liberation. It is responsibility because you can no longer pretend your words are powerless. You can no longer blame others for your harvest, for your own tongue planted the seed. But it is liberation, because you realize you can change your harvest by changing your word. You can shift your conditions by shifting your decrees. You can create a new world by speaking a new word. So I tell you, beloved, do not waste your speech on complaint. Do not waste your thoughts on fear. Do not waste your lips on envy. Align yourself with oneness. Declare only abundance, only health, only love, only peace, only success. For as you do, you are not merely speaking for yourself. You are speaking into the great web, and the great web must answer. Everything is connected. Nothing is separate. What you decree returns. What you bless multiplies. What you curse recoils. What you give out, you will surely see again. So speak carefully, live consciously, and decree boldly, for your word is not small. Your word is part of the whole. Beloved soul, now let us bring this law to the place where so many struggle. The realm of money, wealth, and supply. Too many believe their finances are separate from spirit, as though God cares for the soul, but not the purse, as though heaven grants peace, but withholds prosperity. But I tell you, your money is not apart from your spirit. Your money is not outside the web of oneness. The gold in your hand, the opportunity before you, the idea within your mind, all are connected, all are spirit in form. When you say, "I cannot afford," you are not merely describing your condition, you are planting seeds of lack into the universal flow. That flow cannot distinguish between your inner world and the outer world, for both are one. So lack multiplies and returns to you. But when you say, "I can afford everything I need under grace," in perfect ways, you are not merely speaking of one purchase, you are aligning with the abundance that permeates the universe. That abundance must answer you. Do not believe the lie that your supply is separate from another's. Many live in jealousy, saying, "They have taken what should be mine. Their wealth robs me of opportunity." Beloved, this is a falsehood. No one can take what belongs to you by divine right. The law of oneness ensures that what is yours must come, and what is not yours will pass you by. Another's wealth does not diminish yours, it proves that wealth exists and flows freely. When you rejoice at another's prosperity, you join yourself to that same current, and it begins to carry you forward. I once told a student who constantly complained, "Everywhere I look, others are prospering while I struggle." I said to her, "Beloved, you have tied yourself to lack by your envy. Untied yourself by blessing. Each time you see another prosper, say, 'That good is proof of what is possible for me.' I bless their increase, and I join myself to the same flow." She obeyed. Within months, opportunities opened that had long been closed, and money flowed to her in unexpected ways. Why? Because she no longer cut herself off from supply by separation. She aligned with oneness. Money itself is not separate from spirit. It is a symbol, a channel, a form through which divine abundance flows. When you curse money, when you call it evil, when you resent it, you are cursing a part of the oneness, and so you block your own prosperity. But when you bless money, when you speak of it as a tool of good, when you treat it with gratitude, you align with the river of abundance, and that river pours into your life. Do not say, "I hate money." Say, "I love the good money does. I bless money, and it blesses me." Do not say, "Money is hard to come by." Say, "Money flows to me easily and freely, for I am one with divine supply." Do not say, "I never have enough." Say, "I always have more than enough, for abundance is limitless, and I am one with it." Beloved, everything in your financial life is connected. The words you speak about money ripple into your opportunities. The thoughts you think about wealth ripple into your ideas. The way you treat others, success ripples into your own prosperity. Nothing is separate. Everything is linked. When you bless, you join the current of blessing. When you curse, you join the current of cursing. Which current will you choose? I knew a man who constantly declared, "Money slips through my hands. I can never hold it." And so it was. Every time money came, it vanished quickly. I told him, "Speak a new decree. Say, money stays with me. Money multiplies in my hands. I use it wisely, and it blesses me continually." He obeyed, and soon his finances stabilized. The same man, the same job, the same world, but a new decree, aligned with oneness, produced a new harvest. Another came to me, always fearful of spending. She said, "I hold tightly to every coin, but still I never feel secure." I told her, "Beloved, when you fear to release, you cut yourself off from circulation. Say instead, I spend under divine direction, and my supply returns multiplied." She began to speak it, and soon she discovered that as she gave with joy, more always returned. She realized that money was not lost when spent. It was circulating in the great oneness, and it must return. Beloved, your money is connected to your faith, your generosity, your gratitude. Each time you give, you prove your trust in the law of oneness. Each time you bless another's prosperity, you increase your own. Each time you affirm abundance, you call forth that abundance in visible form. Nothing is isolated. The coin you give, the word you speak, the affirmation you declare. All are seeds planted in the same soil, and the soil must return the harvest. Say it with me now. I am one with divine supply. Again. I am one with abundance in all its forms. Once more, with faith rising, I am one with money that flows freely, under grace, in perfect ways. Beloved, never again say your finances are separate from spirit. Never again say wealth belongs only to others. Never again say your purse is empty while heaven is full. You are one with the infinite. The same spirit that paints the stars fills your bank account. The same spirit that feeds the sparrows supplies your every need. The same spirit that overflows in nature overflows in your life. Everything is connected. Your money is not apart from your words. Your words are not apart from your thoughts. Your thoughts are not apart from spirit. All is one, and all flows together. When you align with oneness, you align with wealth. When you affirm oneness, you affirm supply. When you bless oneness, you bless your own prosperity. So take this law and apply it. Speak only words of abundance. Think only thoughts of prosperity. Rejoice at every demonstration of wealth, whether in your hands or in another's. Knowing it proves the law, and declare continually, I am one with infinite supply, and infinite supply is one with me. Beloved soul, if you live this truth, you will never again fear lack. You will never again envy another's success. You will never again doubt your provision. For you will know, in the deepest part of your being, that everything is connected, and because you are one with spirit, you are one with unlimited wealth. Beloved soul, truth must always show itself in proof. A law that cannot be demonstrated is not a law at all, but a theory. The law of divine oneness proves itself again and again in the lives of those who believe and decree it. Let me tell you of some who lived this law and saw miracles. A young woman once came to me weeping. She said, Miss Shinn, my life is nothing but lack. Every time I earn money, it disappears. Every time I make a plan, it collapses. Others prosper, but I am always behind. As I listened, I heard the words she repeated daily. She said, I never get ahead. I am always left out. Beloved, her own lips had tied her to lack. She was declaring separation, and so she lived in separation. I told her, do not say again that you are left out, for in oneness there is no out. You are one with supply. You are one with opportunity. You are one with every good thing. Begin to speak differently. Say instead, I am one with divine abundance. Everything I need flows to me, under grace, in perfect ways. She obeyed. She spoke it daily, even when her purse was empty, even when bills loomed before her. Within weeks, a forgotten debt was repaid to her, and unexpected money began to appear. What had changed? Her words, her faith, her alignment with oneness. Another came. A man crushed under the weight of jealousy. He said, I cannot bear to see my colleagues succeed while I struggle. Their good feels like a curse to me. I told him, Beloved, in oneness another's good is your proof. Bless it, and you will share in it. Curse it, and you cut yourself away. He began, haltingly at first, to bless others. When one received a promotion, instead of cursing, he declared, I bless their increase, for the same spirit that blesses them blesses me. Within months, his own promotion came, higher than he had expected, better than he had imagined. His envy had been the chain, his blessing was the key, and the law of oneness rewarded his decree. I knew also a woman sick in body. She constantly said, This disease separates me from life. I am broken. I am weak. And her body answered the decree. I told her, Speak not of separation, for nothing is apart from spirit. Declare instead, I am one with divine life. Health flows through me as it flows through all creation. She began to repeat it, with faith rising little by little. Slowly, strength returned to her body. The doctors marveled at her improvement, for they had expected only decline. She smiled and said, "I have remembered that I am not separate from life. I am life in expression." The law had proved itself again. Beloved, even in matters of love, the law shows itself. A man once told me, "I am always alone. Love skips over me, no one wants me." His very words tied him to loneliness. I told him, "Do not declare separation, for love is oneness itself. Say instead, I am one with divine love. As I radiate love, love returns to me." He obeyed, though at first he doubted. Soon, new friendships blossomed. In time, a woman came into his life who cherished him deeply. He said, "I was never unloved. I was only cut off by my own words. The moment I declared oneness, love found me." Beloved soul, these stories are not rare. They are not the privilege of a few. They are the natural fruit of divine law. The same spirit that answered them will answer you. The same law that fulfilled their words will fulfill yours. For everything is connected. Nothing is separate. Let us affirm together now. I am one with divine abundance, and abundance is one with me. Again. I am one with divine health, and health is one with me. Once more. I am one with divine love, and love is one with me. Beloved, let these words settle into you. Do not think they are empty. Every decree you speak vibrates through the whole. Every thought you release joins itself to unseen forces and returns multiplied. That is why some live in endless cycles of lack. They have declared lack so often that the web of oneness echoes it back continually. And that is why others live in continuous blessing. They have declared abundance so faithfully that the web of oneness pours it back without ceasing. The choice is always yours. What will you send into the oneness? What current will you join? For you cannot speak both curses and blessings and expect only blessings to return. You cannot affirm both lack and abundance and expect abundance to win. The law is exact, impartial, and unfailing. It gives back only what you decree. So I tell you again, if you would see miracles in your life, begin to live as though every word matters, for it does. Begin to speak as though the universe listens, for it does. Begin to decree as though your future depends on it, for it does. For the law of divine oneness is always in operation, and it always returns your own decree. A woman once said to me, "Miss Shinn, I tried affirmations, but they did not work." I asked her, "What words do you speak when you are not affirming?" She confessed that she constantly declared, "Nothing ever works for me." I told her, "Beloved, you cannot plant wheat in the morning and weeds in the afternoon and expect only wheat to grow. Guard your words. Let the affirmation become your only decree." She obeyed, and in time, the weeds gave way to harvest, for the law had no choice but to return what she consistently declared. Beloved, let these demonstrations encourage you. The law of divine oneness has no favorites. It does not bless one and withhold from another. It simply reflects what you give it. If you give it lack, it reflects lack. If you give it abundance, it reflects abundance. If you give it love, it reflects love. And if you give it blessing, it reflects blessing. So speak only words you desire to see multiplied. Think only thoughts you wish to see return. Act only in ways that reflect your oneness with Spirit, and the whole universe will move to meet you. Everything is connected, everything is one. Your word is not wasted. Your decree is not forgotten. It is written into the great tapestry, and it returns as your life. Beloved soul, now that you have seen the proof of this law in the lives of others, it is time to activate it fully within yourself. For the law of divine oneness is not only to be understood, it is to be lived, spoken, and decreed until it becomes the very rhythm of your being. You cannot separate yourself from the whole. You cannot bless yourself without blessing another, nor curse another without cursing yourself. This is the secret of the law. Everything you send out returns multiplied, because everything is connected. So let us begin to speak blessings now. Let us declare with our lips words that align with oneness, so that our lives may overflow with supply, with health, with love, with peace. Close your eyes if you will, and breathe deeply. Feel that you are connected by invisible, golden threads to every soul, every opportunity, every blessing. You are not isolated, you are part of the whole. Say with me now, slowly and with faith, I am one with divine abundance. Again, I am one with unlimited supply. Once more, I am one with money that flows easily, under grace, in perfect ways. Beloved, as you speak these words, imagine yourself not only blessing your own finances, but blessing the prosperity of others. Imagine every person you know receiving abundance. Imagine wealth flowing through your family, your friends, even your strangers. For as you bless them, you join yourself to the same current, and that current must return to you multiplied. Say this with me: I bless the prosperity of others, for their increase proves my own. Again, I rejoice in the wealth of others, for I am one with the same supply. Once more, I am connected to abundance everywhere, and abundance is connected to me. Beloved, now let us speak health. For your body is not separate from spirit, and spirit is not separate from life. As you affirm your oneness with divine life, you send healing into the great web, and that healing returns to you. Say with me now, I am one with divine life. Again, I am one with health, wholeness, and strength. Once more, every cell of my body vibrates with life, for life is one. Beloved, see others as well in perfect health. Do not envy their strength. Do not resent their wellness, but bless it, for it is proof of your own. Say with me, I bless the health of others, for their life proves my life. Again, I rejoice in the healing of others, for healing flows to me as well. Once more, all health is one, and I am one with divine health now. Beloved soul, let us now speak love. For love is the purest expression of oneness. Love is the recognition that nothing is separate, that all is joined in spirit. When you affirm love, you align with the greatest force in the universe. Say with me, I am one with divine love. Again, I am surrounded by love, and love flows to me freely. Once more, as I radiate love, love returns multiplied to my life. Beloved, Think now of others who live in joy, who walk in companionship, who dwell in harmony. Do not envy them. Bless them, for their demonstration is your promise. Say with me, I bless the love of others, for their joy proves my joy. Again, I rejoice in the harmony of others, for harmony flows to me as well. Once more, love is one, and I am one with love now. Beloved, do you feel how these affirmations shift your spirit? Each blessing you send is a seed planted in the field of oneness. Each decree you speak vibrates through the whole. Each time you rejoice for another, you open the door for yourself. Let us seal these blessings together. Speak now, with authority and joy. I am one with divine abundance, and I bless prosperity everywhere. I am one with divine health, and I bless healing everywhere. I am one with divine love, and I bless joy everywhere. Beloved, these words are not empty. They are living. They are spirit clothed in sound. They go forth now into the great web of oneness, and they must return multiplied to you. Do not withhold your blessings. Do not curse another's good, for in doing so you curse yourself. Instead, bless continually, rejoice constantly, affirm joyfully. For the more blessings you send, the more blessings return. The more good you affirm, the more good appears. The more love you declare, the more love surrounds you. Everything is connected. Nothing is separate. You and your brother are one. You and your sister are one. You and prosperity are one. You and health are one. You and love are one. And as you decree it, so it must be. Say with me one last time, sealing it into your spirit. I am one with divine abundance, health, and love, now and forevermore. Beloved soul, the law of divine oneness is not only a truth to be spoken in sacred moments, it is a truth to be lived every day, in every word, in every choice, in every breath. For what good is it to affirm abundance in the morning and complain of lack by noon? What good is it to bless health in your prayer and then curse your body with careless words? What good is it to declare love with your lips and then speak bitterness against your neighbor? The law cannot be fooled. It always returns to you what you consistently send out. To live in oneness is to become conscious that everything matters. Your words matter. Your thoughts matter. Your actions matter. They are not isolated. They are not forgotten. They are not small. They ripple through the whole and return multiplied. So let me tell you how to live this law each day. When you wake in the morning, before your foot touches the floor, remind yourself of the truth. Say quietly, I am one with divine abundance, health, and love. Let that be your first decree. For how you begin the day sets the tone for the whole. If you begin in oneness, you will carry that vibration into every hour. As you move through your day, watch your speech. When you are tempted to complain, stop. Complaints are decrees of lack. Replace them with blessings. If you feel the urge to say, I am always behind, instead declare, I am always on time, for I am one with divine order. If you feel the urge to say, I never have enough, instead declare, I always have more than enough, for I am one with unlimited supply. Do you see, beloved, how every moment offers you a choice? You may affirm separation, or you may affirm oneness. One creates lack, the other creates abundance. One creates fear, the other creates peace. Even in small matters, live the law. When you pay a bill, do not grumble. This takes from me. Say instead, this money circulates in oneness, and it returns to me multiplied. When you see another succeed, do not say, why them and not me? Say instead, their good proves mine. I rejoice in their prosperity, for it blesses us all. When you eat your food, do not say, it is too little. Say instead, this food is blessed, and as I partake, I am strengthened by the one source of all life. Beloved, practice oneness in your thoughts. If a fearful thought arises, do not feed it. Do not rehearse it. Replace it at once with truth. If your mind whispers, you are alone, answer, I am never alone. I am one with Spirit, and Spirit is one with me. If your mind whispers, you may fail, answer, I cannot fail, for I am one with divine success. If your mind whispers, it will take too long, answer, it is mine now, under grace, in perfect ways. Practice oneness in your relationships. Speak blessings instead of curses. If someone wrongs you, do not declare separation with bitterness. Say, I release them to their good, for we are both one in spirit. If someone prospers, do not envy. Say, their prosperity is proof of the law, and I share in it, for all is one. If someone is sick, do not fear. Say, the same life that flows through me flows through them. I bless their healing. Beloved, practice oneness in your money. Each time you receive money, bless it. Say, I am grateful for this symbol of divine abundance. It multiplies as it circulates. Each time you spend money, bless it. Say, this money goes forth to bless another, and it returns to bless me, under grace, in perfect ways. Each time you think of your finances, bless them. Say, I am one with unlimited supply, and unlimited supply is one with me. Practice oneness in your body. Speak life to your cells. Declare, I am one with divine life, therefore life fills me. When you feel weak, say, strength flows through me now. When you feel tired, say, energy rises in me, for spirit is tireless. When you feel pain, say, this too is healed, for health is my oneness with life. Beloved, practice oneness in your quiet moments. At night, before you sleep, release every word of complaint, every thought of fear, every memory of envy. Say, I am one with peace. I forgive, I bless, I release. And as you rest, the law continues its work. Even in your sleep, the seeds you planted with your words grow silently, and the harvest comes. The more you live this law, the more natural it becomes. Soon you will find that complaint no longer tempts you, envy no longer binds you, fear no longer lingers. Your tongue will bless without effort. Your thoughts will align without struggle. Your life will overflow without strain. This is the reward of oneness. Effortless flow, endless supply, perfect harmony. Say with me now, I am one with divine abundance, and abundance flows to me freely. I am one with divine health, and life fills every cell of my body. I am one with divine love, and love surrounds me in perfect ways. Beloved, these are not words to be spoken once and forgotten. They are words to be lived, breathed, repeated, until they are as natural to you as your heartbeat. For every word you speak, every thought you entertain, every act you take is a seed sown into the web of oneness. and the harvest always comes. Everything is connected. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is separate. When you bless, you are blessed. When you curse, you are cursed. When you rejoice, you are increased. When you complain, you are diminished. The law is exact, and it cannot be broken. But it can be lived, and when you live it, your life becomes a demonstration of miracles. Beloved, start today. Love the law in your money, in your health, in your relationships, in your words. Live it in the morning, live it in the night. Live it when you are strong, live it when you are weak. Live it when you rejoice, live it when you weep. For the law never ceases, the law never falters, the law never forgets. And the law always returns what you send. So I tell you again, choose blessings, choose abundance, choose life, choose love. For these are the decrees of oneness, and as you speak them, as you live them, they shall return to you swiftly, under grace. In perfect ways, beloved soul, we have walked together through the law of divine oneness. You have seen that nothing is separate, that no word is wasted, that no thought is powerless. You have seen that everything you decree ripples through the great web of spirit and returns multiplied. You have seen that your money, your health, your love, your peace are not divided things, but expressions of one supply, one life, one law. The world has told you otherwise. It has told you that you are alone, that your blessing depends on luck, that your prosperity steals from another, that your healing is impossible, that your words are empty. But I tell you, the world is wrong. Spirit is truth, and spirit declares oneness. Everything is connected. You and I are connected. You and abundance are connected. You and divine life are connected. You and perfect love are connected. The moment you accept this, the moment you decree it, your world shifts. Doors open, money flows, strength rises, love appears. Peace surrounds you, for nothing was ever withheld, it only awaited your recognition. Beloved, from this day forward, never again speak separation. Never again say, I am left out. Never again say, I cannot. Never again say, it is too late. Those are lies born of illusion. Speak instead the truth. Speak instead the law. Declare continually, I am one with all good, and all good is one with me. Say it now with me, slowly, with faith.
What if I told you that fear is not an enemy to be fought, that it is not a monster to be slain, or a wall to be overcome? If you have ever felt the grip of anxiety around your chest, if you have ever been paralyzed by doubt, unable to make a move, if you have ever felt like you are living a life smaller than the one you were meant for, all because of a quiet, constant hum of fear, then this message is for you. And it is more than a message. It is a key, a practical map for harnessing the very energy that has held you captive and turning it into the force that sets you free. Because all of that struggle, all of that pain, is based on a profound misunderstanding. A misunderstanding of what fear truly is. What if I told you that fear is simply a servant waiting for new orders? A powerful, loyal, and unimaginably creative force that has been taking its direction from the wrong part of you. For years, for decades perhaps, it has been building worlds for you, meticulously, faithfully, worlds of worry, realities of lack, futures of loss. It has been obeying a command you didn't even know you were giving. Tonight, we are not here to fight fear. We are here to give it a new job, to reclaim it as our own, and to turn its immense power toward the life that is waiting, patiently, for you to finally believe in it. This is where your freedom begins, not in a battle, but in a quiet, deliberate shift of command. Florence Scovel Shinn, a woman who understood the architecture of the soul, said it with stunning clarity. She taught that your only enemies are within yourself, and that the two greatest of these enemies are fear and doubt. But she didn't see them as invaders. She saw them as misdirected energy, a creative force aimed at the wrong target. She wrote, "Fear and worry are faith in evil." Let that land for a moment, not in your mind, but in your body. Feel the truth of it. Fear is faith. It is a deep, unwavering, gut-level belief in a negative outcome. Doubt is the architect of that negative outcome, the one who draws the blueprints for disaster. When you worry about money, you are not just thinking a negative thought. You are entering a state of profound prayer. You are using your divine imagination, the most powerful creative tool you possess, to vividly picture empty bank accounts, to feel the panic of unpaid bills, to rehearse the conversation of asking for a loan. You are having faith in lack. And the subconscious mind, your faithful servant, hears this prayer. It feels this faith, and it says, "Yes, your wish is my command." And it begins to arrange circumstances, to filter opportunities, and to guide your actions to bring about the very thing you fear. It knows no difference between a request born of desire and a request born of fear. It only knows faith. It only responds to the image held with conviction. When you fear being abandoned in a relationship, you are not just being insecure. You are actively building a case for your own loneliness. You are using your faith to imagine the fight, the cold silence, the final goodbye. You scan for evidence. A late text becomes proof. A distracted gaze becomes a sign. You are so convinced of the eventual outcome of being left that your energy becomes dense with suspicion, heavy with need. You project the very vibration that suffocates connection. You have unwavering faith in abandonment, and so your servant, the subconscious, works tirelessly to deliver that reality to your door. This is the core teaching. This is the key that unlocks the cage. Fear is not happening to you. Fear is a creative act from you. It is inverted faith. Let's walk through this. Let's make it real. Think of the woman who dreams of starting her own business. A beautiful idea has been planted in her soul. A vision of a small shop, a consulting practice, a creative service. It feels like light. It feels like truth. But then the doubt begins. The fear speaks. What if no one buys it? What if I fail and everyone sees? What if I invest my savings and lose everything? Now watch what happens. Doubt, the architect, gets to work. It draws the blueprint of failure. The empty storefront, the mocking headlines in a local blog, the disappointed faces of her family. Fear, the servant, takes this blueprint and begins to build. It whispers to her in the morning, making her hesitate to post on social media. "It's not perfect yet," it says. It speaks to her in the afternoon, causing her to endlessly research competitors until she feels small and unoriginal. "They're already doing it better," it claims. It screams at her at night, replaying images of bankruptcy and humiliation until her body is flooded with cortisol, the chemistry of crisis. She is living in the reality of her failure before she has even taken the first step. She has more faith in her collapse than in her success. She is praying with every fiber of her being for the outcome she dreads. And so, the business never launches. The dream withers on the vine, and she looks at her life and says, "See, I knew it wouldn't work." She fulfilled her own prophecy. She used the divine law of creation perfectly, in reverse. Now think of the man who is deeply afraid of illness. He feels a small twinge in his side, a momentary ache. For a person living in faith of wellness, it's a fleeting sensation. The body readjusts. It's forgotten. But for this man, a man who holds a deep, quiet faith in sickness, this twinge is a signal. Doubt, the architect, immediately draws the blueprint of disease. It pulls up files from the internet, images from medical dramas, stories of friends. It constructs a detailed picture of waiting rooms, of worried doctors, of terrifying diagnoses. And fear, the loyal servant, takes this vivid blueprint and begins to manifest it in the body. His anxiety causes his stomach to clench, which makes the twinge feel worse. He can't sleep, which weakens his immune system. He focuses on his body with such intensity, he begins to notice every tiny sensation, interpreting each one as further evidence of his impending doom. He is using the power of his mind, a power that can heal, to create the chemistry of disease. He is practicing the feeling of being sick. He has more faith in his vulnerability than in his vitality. His subconscious mind, a servant that governs the functions of the body, receives the message loud and clear. The master is focused on illness. The master believes in illness. We must align the body with this powerful belief. This is not punishment. This is law, the law of faith. Consider the realm of love and self-worth. A woman carries a core belief, a deep-seated doubt that she is not enough, not smart enough, not beautiful enough, not worthy of true, unconditional love. This is her hidden doctrine. Doubt, the architect, uses this doctrine to design a reality that proves it. It tells her that the kind, stable partner is boring. It tells her that the person who challenges her and makes her feel insecure is exciting and passionate. It designs a world where love is a game of earning, proving, and chasing. And fear, the servant, brings this world to life. When a healthy, loving person shows interest, her fear says, it's a trick. He doesn't see the real you yet. When he does, he'll leave. And so, she sabotages it. She pulls away. She finds fault. She pushes love away to protect herself from the inevitable abandonment she has such profound faith in. Instead, she is drawn, as if by a magnetic force, to partners who confirm her belief. The emotionally unavailable one, the critical one, the one who needs fixing. Because in that dynamic, her doubt feels at home. Her fear is validated. She spends her energy trying to prove her worth to someone who will never grant it, fulfilling the prophecy she wrote for herself long ago. I am not enough. She has used the law with flawless precision. She has held a clear image of her own unworthiness, and her subconscious mind has moved heaven and earth to make her outer world a perfect mirror of her inner conviction. Do you see it now? Do you feel the shift in this understanding? This is the moment of empowerment. The moment you stop seeing yourself as a victim of fear, and you start seeing yourself as the master who has been giving it orders. You are not broken. You have not failed. You have been using a divine, immutable law perfectly. You have been a powerful creator, a master sculptor, an obedient follower of your own deepest beliefs. You have been shaping reality with the energy of fear. You have been watering the weeds of doubt with the rain of your attention. And the reason this is the best news you could possibly hear is because if you have the power to create a reality from fear, you have the exact same power to create a reality from faith. It is the same switch. It is the same current. It is the same creative muscle. All that is required now is a conscious decision to change the direction of your power. You are not learning a new skill. You are simply remembering your divine authority. So, how do we do this? How do we make this practical, tangible, and real in our daily lives? We begin with simple, sacred steps. We don't try to fight the ocean of old programming. We simply introduce a new current. Here is your practice. 3 sacred steps to reclaim your power from fear and doubt. The first step, the sacred neutralization. When a fear thought arises, and it will, that is its habit, do not fight it. Do not wrestle with it. Do not shame yourself for having it. Fighting it gives it more energy. It's like trying to push a boulder uphill. Instead, you neutralize it with a declaration of truth. You see the thought, "I'm never going to have enough money." You acknowledge it without panic. You see it for what it is, an old blueprint, an echo from a past command. And then you speak, out loud if you can, a statement of higher law. Florence would say to speak the word. You say with quiet authority, "That is not the divine truth for me. I deny the appearance of lack. My God is my supply." And that supply is infinite and immediate. You see the thought, "He's going to leave me." You acknowledge it. You see the old architect of doubt at the drawing board, and you neutralize it. That is a lie from the race mind of fear. I deny its power. My life is governed by divine love. I am harmony. I am loved, and I am secure. You feel the fear of illness. You neutralize it. I deny the authority of this sensation. Every cell of my body is an idea of perfect health in the divine mind, and I now register that perfection. I am whole. I am well. I am vibrant. You are not arguing with the fear. You are canceling the order. You are a queen, calmly telling a servant, "No, we will not be having that for dinner. The menu has changed." You do this every single time the fear appears, calmly, firmly. You are overriding the old signal with a new, clearer one. The second step, the active imprint. After you have neutralized the old command, you must issue a new one. Nature abhors a vacuum. Your imagination will create something. So you must consciously give it the new blueprint. This is what Florence called imaging. It is the deliberate, joyful act of picturing your desired reality as if it were already true. If your fear is lack, you will take 5 minutes to close your eyes and actively imprint the feeling of abundance. Don't just think, "I want more money." That is a prayer of lack. Instead, feel the reality of having it. Imagine opening your banking app and seeing a number that brings you a feeling of deep peace and security. Imagine the joy of paying your bills early. Imagine the freedom of buying a gift for someone you love without a second thought. Feel the gratitude, feel the relief, feel it in your body. Your subconscious mind responds to feeling, not to words alone. You are giving your servant a new, beautiful blueprint to work from. If your fear is loneliness, you will actively imprint the feeling of secure, loving connection. Imagine sitting with a partner, not saying a word, and feeling completely safe. Imagine laughing together, your hand in theirs. Feel the warmth. Feel the trust. Feel the profound peace of being fully seen and accepted. You are not picturing a specific person's face. You are imprinting the feeling state of divine love made manifest. You are building the energetic container for that love to pour into. If your fear is failure, you will actively imprint the feeling of success. Imagine receiving the email that says yes. Imagine seeing the praise for your work. Imagine the feeling of pride and accomplishment, the deep inner knowing that you did it. Feel the satisfaction. Feel the flow. You are using your faith for yourself instead of against yourself. You are praying for what you desire, with the same conviction you once used to pray for what you dreaded. The third step, the grateful release. Once you have neutralized the fear and imprinted the new reality, you must let it go. This is perhaps the most crucial step. You must release it to the infinite intelligence that knows how to bring it into form. You have placed your order with the universe. You do not stand by the kitchen door, tapping your foot and worrying if the chef got the order. That is doubt. That cancels the request. You place your order, and you go about your day in happy expectation, knowing it is being prepared for you. This is faith in action. You act as if your prayer has already been answered. How do you do this? Through gratitude. You say, "Thank you, Father, that my supply is here. Thank you that my perfect health is manifest. Thank you that my heart is whole. You give thanks in advance. This is the ultimate statement of trust. It seals your new reality. It tells your subconscious mind, the deal is done. It is finished. So, the daily practice is simple. Neutralize, see the fear, and calmly declare the higher truth. Imprint, feel the reality of your desire as if it's already here. Release, give thanks and let it go, acting as if it is done. Here are a few affirmations written in the language of this law to carry with you. Speak them with authority. They are not wishes. They are decrees. I cast this burden of fear and doubt on the Christ within, and I go free. My mind, body, and affairs are now governed by divine faith, and all things are possible. I am undisturbed by appearances, for I walk by the law of faith, not by sight. Divine intelligence is now dissolving every obstacle and clearing my perfect path to success and joy. The light of my own consciousness casts out all darkness. I am fearless and powerful, for I know that I and the Father are one. My word is law unto my world. Now, a word of gentle encouragement for the journey. When you first begin this practice, you may feel a resistance. The outer world may not change overnight. In fact, sometimes things can seem to get a little shaky. The old fears might roar louder for a moment. Doubt may come back with what feels like overwhelming evidence. Do not be discouraged. This is a powerful sign of success. Imagine you have been living in a house wired for dim, flickering lights. Your life has been lit by the 20-watt bulbs of fear. Now you've decided to rewire the entire house for brilliant, steady, joyful light. When the divine electrician begins to work, the old wires have to be pulled out, the circuits have to be flipped. For a moment, there might be a flicker. There might even be a moment of darkness as the old current is shut off before the new one is switched on. That turbulence is not a sign of failure. It is the sign of rewiring. It is the evidence that your new command has been heard. Think of it like clearing a neglected garden. For years, the weeds of fear and doubt have grown thick. Now you have decided to plant a garden of faith and abundance. The first step is to pull the old weeds. This disturbs the soil. It looks messy. It looks chaotic. It doesn't look like a beautiful garden yet. It looks like a construction site. The mess is proof that the work is being done. You must keep clearing the soil, neutralizing fear, and planting the new seeds, imprinting faith, knowing that the harvest is inevitable. Do not judge the success of your inner work by the immediate outer picture. The outer world is an echo of past beliefs. It takes a little time for the new sound of your faith to travel and return to you as a new echo. Trust the turn. A great ship on the ocean does not pivot instantly. When the captain turns the wheel, the vessel groans. It resists. It slowly, powerfully begins to arc into its new direction. That initial resistance is the proof that the turn has begun, so be gentle with yourself. Stay in the quiet conviction of your practice. This is not a battle. It is a remembrance. You are not broken. You were never flawed. You are not being punished. You are simply a powerful creator who is remembering the truth of her power. You were a queen who had forgotten the authority in her own voice, an artist told to paint her world with only the colors of fear and doubt. Today, you reclaim your throne and the entire palette, the vibrant reds of courage, the brilliant yellows of joy, the deep blues of peace, and the glowing golds of abundance. The choice was always yours. The power was always within you. And so today, I invite you to make a new law for your life, a new declaration. In the comments below, I invite you to make this your truth, to write it, to declare it, to anchor it in this moment. Declare, I am now free from the law of fear and doubt. Speak it into the world. And as you move forward from this space, carry this one final question with you. Let it settle into your heart. What is the very first thing you will do or think or feel now that you know your faith and not your fear is the law of your life? Begin with that, and let the new law begin now.
There is a power that never sleeps, a presence that moves through the night as gently as the moonlight upon still waters. When you close your eyes, you do not drift into darkness. You drift into creation. The unseen world is ever at work, shaping substance from thought, weaving your desires into form. What you think as you fall asleep becomes the pattern for your tomorrow. Every image you hold in the silence of night is a seed planted in the garden of the infinite. Wealth is not something to be chased, it is something to be accepted. It is a state of divine harmony, a rhythm of abundance in which the soul dances when it knows it is one with the source of all supply. The river of prosperity never dries, for it flows from the endless heart of God. And every mind attuned to that truth shall drink deeply of its waters. As you rest, release all thought of lack and limitation. Say within, there is nothing to fear. The same intelligence that governs the stars governs my life. The same law that keeps the planets in perfect order guides me to my perfect good. For what is wealth but the outward expression of inner certainty? When the mind is at peace, the world rushes to reflect it. Many lie down in worry, rehearsing their troubles as though they were vows, and so they rise in the same bondage they carried into sleep. But you, beloved listener, are learning a new way. You are learning to fall asleep in faith, to close your eyes upon the world of appearances and open your soul to the invisible abundance that surrounds you. You are learning to trust that the law of good is constant, that what you affirm in calm expectancy must appear in form. Tonight, as your body grows still, let your thoughts grow radiant. Imagine yourself clothed in light, walking the path of plenty. Feel the gold of sunlight upon your hands, the fragrance of success in the air, the joy of freedom in your heart. Say silently, all that is mine by divine right now manifests. The treasures of heaven are pouring into my experience. I rest in the consciousness of abundance, and I awake renewed, prosperous, and free. Sleep, then, becomes not a pause in living, but a passage into manifestation. For every thought charged with belief is a command to the universe, and the universe always obeys. You need not strive nor struggle. You need only remember the truth, that the power within you is greater than any circumstance without. The gates of prosperity swing open to the soul that knows its authority. As you surrender to sleep, you are not losing consciousness. You are aligning with the creative forces that never cease their work. They move through the silence, preparing your way, multiplying your good, arranging divine appointments, opening invisible doors. And when you awaken, the dawn shall bring not just light but realization that wealth has already answered your call. The mind is the great architect of reality, shaping every detail of your world through the silent power of thought. When the body drifts toward sleep, the conscious mind relaxes its grip, and the subconscious, the builder of all form, takes command. It listens not to your words, but to your feelings, to the impressions you leave upon it as you fall into slumber. Every image, every belief, every quiet statement you hold before sleep becomes a living seed, planted in the fertile soil of the unseen. The subconscious does not judge. It does not question. It simply accepts and brings forth in its own perfect season whatever the conscious mind has impressed upon it. To understand this power is to hold the key to transformation. The moments before sleep are the most sacred, for they are the doorway between the seen and the unseen, between your waking world and the infinite field of creation. If your last thoughts before sleep are of worry, fear, and limitation, those vibrations pass into your subconscious like commands, and the next day's experience rises from that same soil of anxiety. But when your last thoughts are of peace, plenty, and divine order, the creative forces move in your favor, shaping circumstances that mirror that inner harmony. The outer world is but a reflection of the inner state, and the night is the time when that inner state is most open to influence. Imagine the mind as a garden. The conscious self is the gardener, choosing what seeds to plant through the medium of thought. The subconscious is the earth, rich and obedient, ready to grow whatever is given to it. You cannot sow weeds and expect roses, nor can you plant fear and expect faith. Every thought is a seed, and every seed will bear fruit after its kind. The wise gardener tends to the soil before rest, ensuring that only seeds of beauty, strength, and abundance are sown. When you fall asleep in worry, you water the weeds of doubt. When you fall asleep in peace, you nurture the blossoms of prosperity. The mind does not cease creating because the body sleeps. Energy continues to flow, ideas continue to form, and the divine law of attraction continues its perfect operation. The impressions fixed in the subconscious before sleep determine what paths open and what opportunities unfold upon waking. The mind's creative power is like a stream that follows the channel carved by your belief. The deeper the channel of confidence and expectancy, the more easily abundance flows. The shallower the faith, the more easily it is blocked by fear. Therefore, the wise soul prepares for sleep, not with idle distraction, but with deliberate thought, a quiet rehearsal of good, a recognition of the infinite supply ever waiting to manifest. There is magic in the moment when the conscious mind begins to surrender, for in that twilight between wakefulness and sleep, the imagination is at its strongest. It is here that you may picture yourself already living the life you desire, already surrounded by prosperity and freedom. The subconscious accepts the image as fact and begins immediately to draw circumstances that correspond to it. You do not need to know how. The how belongs to the infinite mind. Your task is only to see clearly, to feel deeply, to know without doubt that what you imagine in faith is already moving toward you. Every night offers a chance for renewal, a reset of the inner pattern. Just as the body heals and restores itself in rest, the mind too reorders its structure according to the dominant impressions of the day. When those impressions are harmonious, the restoration is swift and joyous. When they are discordant, the renewal is heavy and slow. Therefore, choose with care the thoughts you carry into sleep. Let them be thoughts of gratitude for what already is, and certainty of what is to come. The subconscious mind responds to emotion, not argument, so it is not enough to simply say, "I am wealthy." You must feel the reality of abundance in your heart, breathe it, sense it. Let it become the vibration that carries you into slumber. Thought is substance. It is invisible, yet it molds the visible. The invisible always precedes the visible, and so every form of wealth, money, opportunity, inspiration, success, first exists as an idea, a belief, a pattern in mind. When you fall asleep holding the image of yourself as prosperous, secure, and fulfilled, you set that pattern deeply within your creative consciousness. From that moment, unseen forces align with your conviction. People, ideas, and events begin to move in synchrony with the picture you have impressed. You may call it coincidence or fate, but it is neither. It is the inevitable fulfillment of mental law. The mind, when trained, becomes a perfect instrument of creation. It is not through struggle but through alignment that manifestation occurs. The struggle of day gives way to the surrender of night, and in that surrender lies power. The law of life responds not to tension but to faith. You cannot demand good with clenched fists. You must receive it with open hands. So as you lie upon your bed, release the strain of effort. Release the noise of worry. Whisper to yourself, "All is well. The universe is working in my favor. Divine order is established now." Let that be the lullaby that carries you into rest, for the subconscious hears and obeys. If you would transform your world, begin with the thoughts you take into sleep. Every habit, every condition, every experience is born of thought repeated and impressed. The mind, like clay, takes the shape of the mold you press upon it. Each night offers a new mold, a new chance to impress harmony, wealth, and joy. You cannot plant one image tonight and expect a forest tomorrow, but with consistency, the subconscious reshapes your reality to match the images you feed it. This is not superstition but law, the same law that governs the growth of a seed, the orbit of planets, and the unfolding of flowers. The creative process never ceases. The mind that holds images of abundance before sleep is like a magnet, drawing to itself everything required for their fulfillment. Opportunities begin to appear where none seemed before. Ideas arise seemingly out of nowhere, and the right people are drawn into your path. The outer conditions shift as the inner pattern changes, for the world cannot resist the pull of a mind convinced of its own wealth. To fall asleep in such conviction is to command the night to labor for your good. Thus, the mind creates reality through thought before sleep, not as a poetic idea, but as an immutable truth of being. When you understand that every night is a silent creation, you no longer surrender to sleep thoughtlessly. You prepare it as you would a sacred ritual, knowing that the images you entertain are prophecies of what shall be. The power that governs dreams is the same power that governs destiny, and it awaits your direction each time you close your eyes. Wealth is not a matter of possession, but of perception. Not the gathering of things, but the realization of divine harmony. True wealth is an inward knowing that all is supplied, that the source of life withholds nothing from its creation. It is the calm assurance that what belongs to you by right of consciousness can never be withheld, and that the universe moves in perfect order to bring forth your good at the appointed time. To live in the consciousness of wealth is to live in tune with the infinite rhythm of abundance, the great pulse of divine supply that beats through every atom, every star, every living soul. There is a law of balance that governs all things, and wealth is one expression of that balance. When a person is aligned with divine harmony, the outer life naturally reflects order, beauty, and sufficiency. It cannot be otherwise, for the inner and outer are but two faces of the same reality. Poverty, then, is not an absence of money, but an absence of harmony, a belief in separation from the source. It is the false idea that life must be earned through struggle, that supply is limited, that others must lose for one to gain. Such beliefs close the gate through which abundance flows. But when one awakens to the truth that wealth is a spiritual state, a frequency of gratitude, peace, and faith, the gates swing wide, and the flow of substance answers that inner song of confidence. The universe is abundant beyond measure. Look to the trees, to the oceans, to the fields of grain, and you will see that there is no limit in divine provision. The same principle that multiplies a single seed into a harvest will multiply your good when you are in harmony with it. The law of supply is not reserved for the few. It is open to all who recognize its presence and live in accordance with it. The belief in scarcity is man-made, born of fear and ignorance, but the truth of wealth is eternal and cannot be diminished by human doubt. It is the law of life to express fullness, and every soul that aligns with this law becomes a channel through which prosperity flows freely. Wealth is divine harmony expressed through substance. It is the outward sign of inward order. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions move in rhythm with divine law, wealth must appear as naturally as light follows the dawn. You cannot seek harmony through greed or anxiety. These are discordant notes that repel abundance. The mind that seeks to possess for the sake of security declares its own insecurity. The heart that fears loss binds itself to loss. But the soul that knows its unity with infinite supply lives in quiet assurance, attracting good effortlessly because it expects nothing less. To awaken to the truth of wealth, one must first silence the noise of fear. The belief in lack has been taught and repeated until it appears as fact, yet it is only illusion. The same creative power that shapes galaxies is the power that supplies every need. When you realize this, when you feel deeply that you are sustained by an inexhaustible source, you cease to strive, you begin to live in the ease of divine rhythm, where effort becomes expression and work becomes joy. You move through life not as a beggar at the gates of opportunity, but as a rightful heir to infinite supply, knowing that your good cannot be lost, delayed, or denied. Wealth is not confined to gold or possessions. It is the awareness of plenty in all things. It is health in the body, peace in the mind, love in the heart, and inspiration in the soul. When you see beauty around you, you are rich. When you give freely without fear of depletion, you are wealthy beyond measure. When you trust that every need will be met, you live in divine affluence. The world often measures wealth by accumulation, but true wealth is measured by consciousness, by how deeply one knows that the universe is abundant and benevolent. The more you dwell in that knowing, the more the outer world reflects it through opportunities, ideas, and experiences of prosperity. Divine harmony operates like music. Each thought, each feeling, each act sends out a note into the great symphony of creation. When these notes are in tune with love, faith, and gratitude, they blend with the universal harmony and return as outer expressions of wealth and well-being. When they are discordant, when fear, resentment, or envy enter the composition, the music of life becomes strained and abundance seems to fade, but the law remains unchanged. The moment you restore harmony within, the outer melody of prosperity resumes its perfect rhythm. You are never separate from abundance, you are simply out of tune with it, until you remember the song. The divine idea of wealth knows no limitation. It is not bound by economic systems, by circumstance, or by time. The same power that sustains the stars sustains your every need, and that power is within you. You are not a seeker of supply. You are an expression of supply itself. You are not a beggar of blessings. You are the channel through which blessings flow. When you realize that wealth is a spiritual vibration rather than a material possession, you cease chasing it and begin embodying it. You become wealth in motion, the living evidence of divine sufficiency. To live in this consciousness is to live without fear of tomorrow. It is to know that the same law that brought today's blessings will provide tomorrow's abundance. It is to rest in the certainty that what you require will appear when needed, that divine timing is never late nor hurried. This is not blind faith, but spiritual understanding. The one who trusts the law of harmony no longer strains against life, but moves with it, as a leaf moves with the current of a river. The current never fails, only resistance creates struggle. The consciousness of wealth is cultivated through gratitude, for gratitude is the recognition of harmony already present. When you give thanks for what is, you align yourself with the frequency of abundance, and that vibration draws more of its kind. Gratitude dissolves envy, heals comparison, and transforms the smallest possession into a symbol of infinite supply. Each breath of appreciation is a declaration to the universe. I am in tune with my good, and the universe, ever responsive, echoes back that vibration through greater prosperity. When you understand that wealth is divine harmony, you begin to see that there is no real competition. Each soul has its own pattern of good, its own channel of supply, and none can take from another what is divinely ordained. What is yours by right of consciousness, and it comes to you with ease when you recognize it. The law of harmony does not operate through struggle, it operates through right alignment. To envy another's success is to declare one's own separation from the source. To bless another's prosperity is to affirm your oneness with abundance. The consciousness of wealth rejoices in the good of all, knowing that there is no limit to supply. Wealth, therefore, is not to be sought but to be realized. It is not something added unto you, but something revealed from within. The moment you align your thought with divine harmony, you begin to experience prosperity as naturally as you breathe. The river of abundance has always been flowing. You need only remove the stones of fear and disbelief to feel its current once more. The more you trust its flow, the stronger it becomes, until every area of life reflects the serenity and balance of the infinite. Faith and calm expectancy are the golden keys that unlock the invisible doors of abundance. They are the twin forces that turn thought into form, the still powers that command without effort. Faith is the assurance that what you seek already exists in the unseen, and calm expectancy is the quiet certainty that it is moving toward you now. Together they form the magnetic current that draws the invisible into visibility, that transforms the ideal into visibility, that transforms the ideal into visibility. Without faith, thought is a shadow without substance. Without expectancy, faith is a flame without direction. When both are joined, creation is inevitable, for the law of manifestation answers to conviction, not doubt. There is a sacred rhythm in the universe, a law that brings forth every desire held in unwavering faith. The one who believes without agitation, who holds a steady vision without fear, becomes a center through which divine abundance flows freely. Faith is not a desperate cry for help. It is a serene recognition of eternal order. It is the soul's calm declaration, "It is already done." This inner knowing does not waver before appearances, for appearances are but the shadows cast by temporary thoughts. Faith looks beyond the seen to the unseen, beyond form to principle, beyond delay to divine timing. It stands still while the outer world rearranges itself to match its conviction. Calm expectancy is faith made visible through attitude. It is not mere hope, for hope often waits with anxiety. Expectancy waits with peace. It knows that every good desire has its appointed hour and that nothing can prevent its fulfillment when belief is complete. The expectant mind is like the soil awaiting rain. It does not question whether the clouds will gather, it simply opens itself in readiness. The anxious mind, by contrast, scatters its energy in doubt and impatience, pushing its good further away. The law of attraction answers not to words, but to vibration, and calm expectancy sends forth the vibration of certainty, calling forth conditions that match it perfectly. The universe responds to the atmosphere of your mind. If you dwell in worry, you attract confusion. If you rest in peace, you attract harmony. Faith and expectancy are not emotional efforts, they are states of being. They are the quiet alignment with divine law that says, "I trust the process of life. I trust the wisdom that guides all things." This trust does not depend upon outer evidence. When you walk in faith, you are walking in partnership with the unseen forces of good that shape destiny. You no longer fight circumstances, for you know that circumstances bend to consciousness. The world teaches struggle, the spirit teaches surrender. Faith is surrender to the divine order, the release of human will into higher intelligence. When you cease to fight against appearances, when you stop trying to force the outcome, the flow of good begins. Calm expectancy replaces tension with assurance, replacing the vibration of fear with the vibration of fulfillment. What you are expecting in peace must come, for peace is the sign that you are aligned with your answer. The moment anxiety enters, creation pauses, waiting for you to return to trust. Faith is the conductor of divine energy. Fear is the breaker that cuts its current. To live in faith is to live as though your desire were already realized. It is to think, feel, and act in alignment with the result before it appears. The subconscious mind takes its orders from this inner conviction, and the universe moves to fulfill them. When you believe with your whole being, every atom of your existence vibrates in harmony with your desire. The invisible begins to take shape, attracting people, ideas, and opportunities that lead to manifestation. Calm expectancy is the silent agreement with the universe that says, "I know it is done. I am ready to receive." There is no struggle in this knowing, for the law of creation works through ease, not effort. The one who lives by faith walks through life with quiet dignity. He does not boast of his belief, nor does he waver when the winds of circumstance blow. He stands as a tree rooted in divine soil, unmoved by storms, sustained by unseen waters. His calmness is not passivity but power. His silence is not weakness but command. The world may see delay, but he sees divine preparation. The world may see lack, but he sees unseen abundance gathering in the ether. Such a one becomes a living magnet for good, for the vibration of faith draws only that which is harmonious with itself. Every thought of doubt is a seed of delay. Every moment of fear scatters the energy of creation. The law cannot give what you do not truly expect to receive. To affirm abundance while secretly fearing loss is to speak in two languages at once, and the universe answers only the dominant vibration. Therefore, cultivate serenity of mind before you seek results. Let your affirmation rise not from desperation, but from peace. Say within yourself, "All that I desire already exists in divine substance, and it now appears in perfect time and perfect way." Feel the truth of these words until they become the rhythm of your being. Faith does not plead, it declares. Expectancy does not beg, it receives. The path of manifestation is not a path of speed but of steadiness. Many fail not because their faith is weak, but because their expectation is restless. They plant a seed and then dig it up each day to see if it grows. The wise soul knows that growth is silent, that creation happens in the unseen long before it becomes visible. So it rests, knowing that the law is working even when nothing appears to be happening. This is the essence of calm expectancy. To wait without tension, to trust without anxiety, to know without seeing. The vibration of faith is harmony, and harmony attracts its likeness. When your mind is peaceful, your affairs become ordered. When your heart is assured, your circumstances align. Faith does not command the universe with force, it cooperates with it. It moves in rhythm with the unseen intelligence that governs all creation. This is why faith is called a law. It operates with precision. What you believe with feeling becomes your experience. What you expect with confidence must appear. For expectancy is the bridge between idea and expression. Every act of creation begins in the invisible. The farmer who plants a seed must believe that the harvest exists in potential, though unseen. The artist must believe in the form before the canvas receives it. The inventor must believe in the idea before the mechanism appears. So it is with wealth, success, love, and peace. All come forth from faith, belief made steady through calm expectancy. The one who doubts cuts the thread of creation. The one who believes sustains it. The practice of faith and expectancy transforms the very vibration of your being. You begin to move with quiet confidence, speaking words of assurance, thinking thoughts of good, and feeling gratitude for blessings yet unseen. Gratitude is the twin of expectancy, for both affirm the presence of abundance. As you thank the unseen for what is already prepared, you accelerate its appearance in form. The energy of gratitude is magnetic, drawing forth every corresponding vibration of prosperity. The mind that expects good and gives thanks for it before it arrives creates a clear channel for manifestation. When faith is pure and expectancy calm, the universe hastens to fulfill its decree. Divine intelligence does not delay, it responds the moment the vibration is steady. All waiting is only the time required for your consciousness to align with your desire. The moment you are at peace with your good, it begins to take shape around you. This is why inner serenity is the greatest power you possess. It is the evidence that you are already in union with your answer. Sleep is not merely a rest for the body, it is the sacred hour when the unseen forces of creation continue their silent work. When you surrender to sleep, you enter the workshop of the infinite, where ideas are molded, desires are shaped, and prayers are answered in the secret chambers of the subconscious mind. The body lies still, but the creative life within you never sleeps. It moves with quiet precision, responding to the patterns impressed upon it by your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Each night, as consciousness sinks into deeper realms, the vibrations you have held during the day become commands to the universe. The law of mind continues its operation, drawing to you experiences that match the tone of your inner state. To understand the power of sleep is to understand the rhythm of creation itself. The hours of wakefulness are for planting seeds through thought and action. The hours of sleep are for growth, gestation, and unseen expansion. What you hold in mind as you drift into rest becomes the blueprint for what shall appear in form. Many spend these sacred hours rehearsing fears, doubts, and grievances, and so awaken to the same conditions they wished to escape. But those who fall asleep in faith, peace, and expectancy are carried through the night by creative forces that never fail to respond to belief. Sleep aligns you with the unseen power that governs all things. It restores not only the body, but the connection between your conscious and divine mind. In the stillness of rest, resistance dissolves, and the natural current of life flows freely once more. The conscious mind, with its worries and reasoning, steps aside, allowing the subconscious to commune directly with infinite intelligence. In that sacred communion, the impressions of your thoughts become living patterns of energy, soon to manifest in visible form. If you sleep in harmony, the night becomes your silent ally, arranging, healing, and preparing the way for your good to appear. Every thought before sleep is a seed dropped into fertile soil. The subconscious is always receptive, always obedient, always ready to create according to the images impressed upon it. To sleep with thoughts of abundance is to instruct the creative power to build prosperity into your world. To sleep in peace is to summon harmony into the next day's affairs. Whatever you hold as real in those moments before drifting off becomes the law of your life. The imagination is most potent when the conscious mind relaxes, for then the gate to the deeper self stands open. In that twilight state, between waking and dreaming, the voice of the soul speaks clearly, and the forces of creation begin their perfect work. You are never closer to divine power than when you sleep in faith. The struggle and noise of the day give way to the serenity of divine law fulfilling itself. The unseen world is never idle. It organizes, adjusts, and harmonizes every detail necessary for your advancement. Doors you have not yet seen begin to open. Paths you have not yet walked begin to form. This silent alignment happens not through effort, but through trust. When you go to rest with calm assurance that life is for you, not against you, you are carried by the great tide of abundance that never ceases to flow. To align yourself with this unseen creative power, prepare your mind for rest as one would prepare a temple for prayer. Release every thought of resistance and unforgiveness. Let go of worry, for worry binds the energy of creation. Affirm quietly that divine order is working through every part of your life. Picture yourself surrounded by light, secure, prosperous, and at peace. Feel the reality of that image until your whole being vibrates with calm confidence as you drift into slumber. Know that this feeling is a signal to the infinite mind, which takes it and builds it into experience. The creative power within you knows no limitation. It never sleeps nor forgets. While you rest, it moves through people, circumstances, and events, orchestrating the fulfillment of your good. The next morning's opportunities, the meetings that seem to happen by chance, the sudden clarity that resolves a problem, all are evidence of the night's invisible work. You are not required to understand how. You are only required to trust that the unseen law is perfect and unfailing. The same intelligence that keeps the stars in order governs your affairs with precision. When you recognize that sleep is a time of creation, not idleness, you begin to use it consciously. You no longer close your eyes with worry but with reverence, knowing that you are entering the inner sanctuary of manifestation. You understand that to sleep with a troubled mind is to sow discord into your tomorrow, and to sleep with peace is to invite prosperity. Each night, you are given the choice of what pattern to impress upon the creative substance of the universe. Choose harmony, and the unseen power will shape your world to match it. Choose faith, and you will awaken to opportunities where none seem to exist. Choose love, and you will rise surrounded by its reflection in every form. Gratitude and belief are the twin lights that awaken material manifestation. They are the evidence of faith fulfilled, the visible and invisible currents that draw abundance from the unseen into form. Gratitude opens the door, belief keeps it open. Gratitude declares that the good you seek already exists. Belief anchors it in your experience. Together they form a sacred harmony, a vibration so high that it calls forth everything of like nature: peace, prosperity, health, opportunity, and joy. When gratitude fills the heart, it transforms thought from demand into acceptance, and when belief steadies the mind, the universe moves in response to that acceptance with perfect precision. Gratitude is more than polite appreciation. It is the spiritual recognition of abundance already present. It is the soul's way of saying, I see the good that already is, and I know more is on the way. When you give thanks before the manifestation, you align with divine law. You declare that your faith in the unseen is stronger than any evidence of lack. This simple act of thanksgiving multiplies whatever it touches, for gratitude is creative. It expands everything it blesses. When you are thankful for your home, your health, your work, your relationships, you magnetize greater good in each of these areas. Gratitude lifts thought from complaint to celebration, from scarcity to sufficiency. And in that lifted vibration, new channels of supply open. Belief is the invisible architect that designs the structure upon which gratitude builds. It is the unwavering conviction that what you have envisioned must appear, because it already exists in divine substance. Belief is not hope, it is certainty. It does not beg or plead, it calmly declares and accepts. The one who believes does not ask, will it come, but knows it is coming, and that knowing forms the mold through which creation flows. The universe responds not to words, but to the vibration behind them, and belief carries the vibration of completion. When your belief is strong, every force in creation conspires to make it real. Gratitude and belief together form the perfect creative circuit. Belief initiates the current, gratitude completes it. To believe without gratitude is to know the truth but fail to feel its joy. To be grateful without belief is to feel momentary peace, but lack the power to sustain manifestation. When both are present, the inner and outer worlds become one harmonious field of abundance. You no longer chase after good, you allow it. You no longer doubt, you expect with calm assurance. The vibration of your soul becomes a living prayer, drawing to you every corresponding expression of wealth and joy. When you awaken each morning with gratitude, you invite the day to mirror your inner state. Each thought of appreciation sets invisible forces into motion, guiding you to right people, right places, right opportunities. Gratitude dissolves the tension of striving and replaces it with flow. Even in moments of difficulty, the grateful heart sees hidden blessings, and this vision transforms the challenge into a channel of growth. The law of life is clear. What you bless increases, what you complain about contracts. To bless is to multiply, to complain is to restrict. Therefore, gratitude is the key that widens every gate of possibility. Belief, when steady, becomes the very foundation of peace. It is the awareness that divine order governs every detail of existence. It does not waver when appearances contradict the vision, for it knows that appearances are temporary shadows cast by fleeting thought. Belief stands firm in the knowledge that the unseen law of good never fails. This steadfastness is not stubbornness, it is alignment. The believer does not force outcomes, he allows divine intelligence to arrange all things perfectly. This is why belief and surrender walk hand in hand. To believe is to release the need to control, to let the higher wisdom of the universe fulfill what the human mind can only imagine. As gratitude deepens and belief strengthens, your entire vibration changes. You begin to see evidence of good everywhere. Doors open easily, people respond kindly, and ideas arrive as if whispered by an unseen guide. These are not coincidences, they are manifestations of your inner state. The world reflects the consciousness that creates it. Gratitude and belief are the two poles of that consciousness, forming a magnetic field that draws to you experiences of harmony. The grateful soul does not ask when or how, it simply knows. The believing mind does not question if, it simply affirms. To awaken in wealth is to awaken in awareness of the abundance that has always been yours. When you move through the world thankful for each breath, each opportunity, each lesson, the universe mirrors that joy in visible prosperity. Gratitude tunes you to the frequency of receiving, and belief maintains that vibration until manifestation is complete. Every act of appreciation is a prayer answered in advance. Every moment of belief is a declaration of divine certainty. Together they form the bridge between thought and thing, spirit and matter, invisible and visible. The more you live in this consciousness, the more your outer world will unfold in perfect reflection of your inner wealth.